December 24th, 2016.
No way! No way I tweeted this. Oh my god. Okay. 9 years later, we get a TV show with a Game of Thrones budget. Game of Thrones budget. We had that. And we had no quality and care put in. What we got was an exaggerated, horny fanfic of whoever was working on the show and whoever was pulling the strings. You know who you are. Stop!
Your #1 most watched Twitch clip.
Oh, shit.
I was like,
no.
No, I knew I should have deleted this. How's it going? Just starting off my SoundCloud rapping career here. It's a little fresh in the house. Hey, yeah. I'm walking down the street. I see a man with little feet. I look to my left. I see little Bo Peep.
Welcome to Unfiltered. I have Taquin in the booth. If you don't know what Unfiltered is, I'm kind of surprised you're here, but this is part of a 4-segment live show that I have on my Twitch channel. If you already know about it, congratulations, but yeah, enjoy. Go ahead and get started. Taquin, are you there, my man?
Yeah!
Yes. Alive and well. Very well. Oh my god, how low is your... Oh my god, that's horrifying.
Anyway, hi.
I thought you lowered your chair, and I was like, oh, he's... oh god.
I raised my standing desk and then had it lower onto me for dramatic effect.
Genuinely horrifying.
Classic stream bit. What's up?
Oh wait, how you doing? How you feeling? Are you alive? Are you well?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm actually feeling like good and not partially dead for the first time in weeks. I'd say. Worked out today. Baked myself outside, but not sunburned.
Okay. That was gonna go like one of 3 ways. I was like, he's baked. He baked some brownies. Baked himself outside.
No.
Fair enough.
No. This is yeah.
I love
but I'm feeling really
meanings.
good. Like actually, like good for the first time. You caught me on a very good day.
That's good. That's perfect. That is good for me, but also just good to know for you because it's these have been some rough times, rough times to live through at the moment. I mean, it's a very common thing you'll see online, but I do kind of agree with it where it's like, I'm tired of living through history. And it's like, yeah, me too.
Damn, I'm kind of tired living through major historical events. Yeah, no, I know that one.
Can we like chill on that, man? I just want to not do this anymore.
Constant state of
Stop
being.
the world. I want to get off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my
pretty
God.
much.
All right. I mean, I think you, for the most part, kind of know how Unfiltered goes, but if not, even better. But
I didn't
first,
do my homework, so
that's okay. That's okay. We'll roll with it. It's all easy breezy, fleasy dreezy. All right. So first question that I have that I'm pretty sure plenty of other people have if they don't know who you are. Who is TheReachWay? And I want to know. I mean, for most people, or at least people who know you, they know that Taquin is your name. But I know you've mentioned that some people are like, oh my God, Taquin's your name? That's such a unique name. Where is it? How did it come from? What's its origin? Yada, yada, yada. So I guess if you want to explain both, you can. But I mean, right off the bat, Taquin is his name. It's not his on-screen alias or anything. But top of that, who is TheReachWay? Because that is your YouTube alias, and that is the the platform that has the largest following. But how did you come up with that name, and when? And then also, did you ever use any names or aliases before it?
Okay. So yeah, my name is Taquin. I go by that on Twitch, but on YouTube, yeah, like you said, like my main channel is TheReachWay. Okay, let's see here. How did the TheReachWay name come to be? So you know Jeremy, right? My good friend
100%.
Jeremy
100%.
comes with us to events and stuff. But anyway, back in the day when I first started my channel, he and I just happened to like make it together, and my friend Michael and I, we were all like big fans of Halo Reach because this was in like late 2010, early 2011, I think is when the channel was like created, something like that. But maybe later in 2011.
It's over 10 years
But
ago.
long story short, we we really loved Halo Reach. Michael and I especially, like, we're just obsessed with it. And it was just, there was something about it. Like everything in Reach is just like, as far as aesthetics go, obviously you can kind of like argue It's all opinions. It's all opinions, right? But Michael and I just kind of thought that Halo Reach was in a lot of way perfect. Like just aesthetically perfect. It was our favorite game. There was just something about it that was so just final. Like I don't know how to
I totally accurately. No, that makes
you know
sense.
what I'm saying? So, and then there was this like weird movie called The Foot Fist Way, starring, I think it was like Daniel McBride or something, some weird comedy. And I was creating a YouTube channel in secret with Jeremy. That was technically both of our channels because my parents did not like me creating a YouTube channel. They did not approve. They didn't want me to.
Fair enough.
So I had to make it in secret.
Fair enough.
After a long time of just kind of dealing with not having one.
Yeah.
And we were just at Jeremy's desk, and I was like, okay, like the Foot Fist Way. How about TheReachWay? Because it's like,
oh wow,
sounds cool. Cool.
Okay.
And it's like reach is perfect. So if you're doing it TheReachWay, you're doing it right. I don't know. It's a weird name, but
that's good. That's good.
That's kind of where that started.
That's
as far as like my IRL name, that's also kind of weird. It's like, so Taquin is kind of like, it's a short version of the name Tarquinius, which is like the name of certain Roman emperors. And so it's like an Etruscan thing. I guess apparently the Romans got that name from Etruscans, which were in Italy before the Roman Empire. History, yes. Anyway, that name got shortened and became the name Tarquin with an R, which is like kind of used sometimes. And then my mom's friend, she wanted like a Swedish name for me. Taquin's not a Swedish name. She heard my mom's friend, who was British, said it in the British accent, Taquin, right? Without the R. So my mom named me a misspelling of that name. So my name is it's a misspelling of Tarquin, which is from Tarquin.
That's fucking hilarious.
Weird as hell.
But like legally it's Tarquin.
Legally it is Taquin. That is my first name.
My God.
Yes. But yeah, those are the name origins, I guess. Sorry, that was convoluted.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm sure it's incredibly interesting to a lot of people because I mean, same for here. Hearing the origins of a lot of things are very interesting, and like just like how many, I guess, in a way, missteps or like how many things came together and culminated to get to this point of something of that nature. It's like online aliases and Twitch names. You see some really weird Twitch names come through, and it's like, thanks for the follow. I got no clue. Can you spell that out for me real quick? No Phonetically, idea. Makes no sense in your brain. Yeah. Some that come through where you're like, okay, it's just a minor, but somewhere it's like numbers and letters, and it's like, how did you type that out and say, I want that?
I always make my like best effort because like my entire life, my name gets mispronounced for some reason. So I always like try to do my best to like pronounce it. And the best is when you like try and like put in a visible effort and they get mad when you get it wrong.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't say your name correctly. Oh, my bad. As if no one else has ever done it. Lordy.
Did I take a bite? Are we like eating? Is that what's going on?
No, you're good. 100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't think I actually explained the reason of why I do that. Sometimes when I re-explain my process, they're like bits get missing in translation, or like I keep things out. I should probably just keep this all in text documents and rehearse it.
Relaxation.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's the reason being is so when people get into interviews, no matter how comfortable they are with the other individual, for the most part, they typically do like not on purpose, but they like put that kind of wall and that facade up. Because they're just like, they know like what is happening, they know what's going on, and it kind of feels like they're under like a magnifying glass, and they're like,
yeah,
shit. You see it on like Jimmy Fallon, no matter how like chill a person of interest is, when they go on like those big talk shows, etc., you can just kind of see how visibly uncomfortable they kind of are, or like how they're not relaxed. Yeah. But when they go on something like Hot Ones, for example, they are eating. And the reason, obviously Hot Ones is that, but the reason majority of the people who you see on Hot Ones are chill, they're super, relaxed, etc., and they really do look like themselves, is because the brain does not associate eating with feelings of fear or nervousness. And so that's why esports players
usually eating in a tense situation.
Exactly, yeah. You're not eating, and you're not like, walking through a horror house like, oh my God. I wonder what's going to
Like,
happen next.
Biologically, it's like if you're eating, you're like probably safe.
Absolutely.
From
That's what
predators.
your brain links it to. Yeah, biologically, you're not going to be eating while you're getting hunted in the woods. So that's why esports players and a lot of sports players chew gum, because it simulates you eating, and it's a really easy way for your brain to relax, focus, and not have anxiety and your emotions control your choices, which leads to tilting, etc. That's why like tilting is so bad at esports and just in general, because you are letting your emotions control your choices, and that usually leads historically to bad decisions. And to use
I need to
for you
try
fuck
that.
up.
That's
But
like my biggest pitfall in competitive like playing. Like I'm not like a pro or anything like that, but like we play in some content creator tournaments sometimes with Halo.
100%.
And like my biggest downfall as a player is full stop just my nerves, literally. Like it could be the most low stakes situation ever, but if it's in like a competitive environment, my body just goes into like fight or flight like every time. And like any way to suppress that would make me like a way better player.
I mean, it makes sense, because when you kind of think about it in your head, when you think about people who chew gum, they always seem like super relaxed, super chill, really cool. They're just like, you get that
cool
feeling.
kids.
They don't feel off. Maybe
Blowing
there's not a thought behind that head. They're just breezing and they're cruising along. And it makes total sense. So when I was thinking about Unfiltered, I was like, okay, what's a way to just like let them chill out, relax? And I was like, food. That's easy. Eat food together, break bread, whatever. You're doing the same thing. Yada yada yada, and it relaxes them. It's like going to lunch together.
Facts.
It's a lot easier to be like, hey, let's hang out, let's have a sit down conversation. You go out to to food with your friends, and it makes things easy. So that's kind of the reason that I that I do that. But you're good. So in terms of that, are there any other aliases that you are using or have used in the past besides the ReachWay?
Right. Oh geez. Do you mean like gamer tag stuff or just literally anything?
Anything. If you've got a list of 50, maybe let's choose the most important ones.
No, I don't have a list of 50. I'm like pretty boring. I guess like gamer tag wise, my first gamer tag was like Big Bunny with a bunch of numbers, and then I changed it to Ninja Big Bunny. And like that's still my gamer tag today. I'm probably gonna change it soon though.
Why was it Big Bunny?
As far as what's that? Oh, why was it Big Bunny?
Yeah.
The movie Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Cameron Diaz, I think.
I think I've seen like cover photos of it and the cover art, but I don't think I've actually seen it now.
I think it was like Kevin Hart, but anyway, I think it was Kevin Hart who played a gangster in that movie named Big Bunny.
Oh god.
And I was like, I watched that with my family when I was really young.
Is Kevin Hart popular in that year? I feel like he came up around like 2013. Like past.
I think it was him. I can't remember exactly, but basically what stuck in my mind was the name, because I was like, Big Bunny is like the most fucking badass name I've ever heard, hands down. Like not even like ironically, like I just loved it.
Big Bunny. God, that's why so fucking sick.
I've always wanted my gamer tag to just be Big Bunny, but that was never an option. It was like obviously it was taken. So yeah, as far as like gamer tags, that's where I've been. And then the only other alias I've ever had online that I can remember is like briefly I made my producer name Atlas for some reason because I thought it sounded cool. Okay. And then I changed that just to my name Taquin, like on SoundCloud.
Atlas, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool.
I mean, we've been there. That's funny though.
That's about it though, yeah.
Can't believe I'm getting shit on by someone named Big Bunny. God.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fucking hilarious.
I need to change it though, because like in tournaments and like any sort of like infinite, content creator
Who's
showdowns,
Ninja Big Bunny?
The casters always call me. It's like they know it's me, right? They know it because I'm like most of the time, or like in general, I'm like known as Taquin now. Yep. But they know it's me, but they just call me Ninja Big Bunny because the gamer tag is there, and obviously like the caster brain, they're like on autopilot, trying to like fill space 100%. And like have like quips and stuff.
Yep.
So I just need to change it. Yep. It's very weird that it's still that from like 2013 or something.
I was gonna change mine to actually just NadeGod in terms of gamertag on Xbox, because when they launched the new like gamertag system, they were like, yeah, so in older legacy titles, the 4 numbers that will come after your name, like it's kind of works in the same way Discord does, that will appear in game, but newer games they won't. And so I was like, oh yeah, Halo Infinite won't do that, right? Cool.
Same shit happened to me. Yeah. Same shit.
Yep.
I changed my gamer tag to Taquin, and it's like, oh, you know, old games, the numbers will show up, but new games it won't. Apparently, Halo Infinite is considered a legacy title on Xbox. Nice!
It's so stupid, dude. I fucking hate it so much.
So that's why it's still Ninja Big Bunny, because they offered me the option to keep Ninja Big Bunny as my legacy tag to appear in older games. So Ninja Big Bunny is technically my legacy tag, but it just shows that in Infinite, because Infinite's a legacy game. Yes.
So that's so fucking cringe.
Pain.
Yeah. I've been waiting on the OG NadeGod to be released, because I'm pretty sure the guy never migrated to Xbox One. So I think that hopefully should be releasing here in the next few months.
Hopefully.
I'm waiting to snipe it, because Xbox also, they integrated their gamertag system, or like 2 years ago almost, where they basically said, all right, 360 gamer tags, or they basically just had like a new one where it wasn't like they were releasing them. They basically said, this is a new system to where if your gamer tag is inactive for 2 straight years, isn't logged into or anything, gone. I could be wrong on that. Maybe I'm quoting it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like, if you don't log in for 2 years, maybe some other stipulations, I don't know, but you're gone. And I was like, damn.
Shit. I need to log into some of my alt accounts.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd have to recheck it, but I remember they put something out to where I was like, okay, so potentially in probably like 2 years max, I could snipe that shit, hopefully.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been on Twitch/YouTube, or just the internet in general? I know now you just mentioned that you made your channel without your parents' consent with your friend Jeremy. So I guess as like a content creator, or at least from like, just like, again, like making anything, because, you know, I was technically making content at like 9 years old. You know, I was making Bakugan videos. I was showing people like all my gate cards, my ability cards, and that shit, you know, made me feel important. So yeah, I've been technically creating content for 13 years, technically. So how long have you been doing all this?
Geez. Okay, so I've been on Twitch since Halo 5 launched, if I remember correctly.
2015?
So like, yeah, I think
15,
like end of 20, I think like early 2016 or end of 2015, around there. I don't exactly like remember when I made my Twitch account. I don't know how to find that. I don't know how to find that out, but basically, yeah, I think that's when I was on Twitch, or when I hopped on. As far as YouTube, yeah, I've been on there for quite a while. You looking that up real quick?
Yeah, August 6th, 2014.
Is when your account was created.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
Your account was
Okay,
created
I wonder-
August 6th, 2014.
Wow, I wonder if I streamed before that then. I don't remember starting streaming.
You're good. You're good.
I do not even remember.
It's a weird
Like, it just
feeling for me
happened.
too. Yeah. Same.
Yeah. It's like being born, you know, you're just in a void.
You're just
and
like,
then
how
one
did
day
I end
you're
up here?
streaming. I don't remember
No.
my ass being born,
Same.
right? Yeah.
Before I started
just, like,
streaming
appeared.
from my computer, I would stream through my Xbox, and those days just feel like they're foggy, and it's like, why? Like, what was my motivation? I can't remember my motivation for starting streaming. I was just like, oh, the Twitch app integration on Xbox. Yeah, I'll just start. There we go.
There you go.
That was it.
I can't
So
remember
weird.
what was my like urge to start streaming either. I just kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yep.
As far as YouTube, yeah, I think I created my channel, I don't know, like early 2011 or something like that. And then as far as like making like I didn't have any content on the internet prior to that. I don't think. I think I had like maybe a random Google account channel where I re-uploaded like a Dead Mouse song with like a visualizer that I put on it or something. And then it's actually funny like that you asked me that. I guess it's not like an uncommon question or anything, but right before I hopped on here, I found an SD card in my drawer from 2009 that had like a bunch of just manually taken photos from this little like shitty camcorder that I was gifted for Christmas that year. And I found all my old like claymation images.
Oh my
because I would do little like claymation videos, but like only for me. I would just like I wouldn't export them to the computer. I would just scroll on the camera wheel really fast so that like all the images would fly past really quickly, right? It would cycle between the images and it would look like it was moving. So I would like create little clay figures and like make them like fight each other and stuff. And then just for my own enjoyment, just kind of scroll through the the camera viewfinder and just kind of see everything.
You just unlocked a memory for me.
Really? Were you doing the same thing?
I feel like I'm pretty sure I still have the like my family camera that I used to make my first YouTube videos, and we just took pictures on. And I remember the SD cards, they were like big fucking giant rectangles, but they were like 200 megabytes.
Oh, damn. Wow.
But I feel like I remember doing something of the sort. I do now remember
Probably
making my first Halo YouTube videos, and they were made on like Windows Movie Maker, and we were stupid back then, but I feel like I was more stupid than I probably was. Like I was making like slideshows of Halo Reach pictures with music behind it.
Yeah,
I don't know what I titled it as, but I was just like, beep boop bop beep, Windows Movie Maker, go bra da da da. All right, enjoy whatever the fuck this is. And I was like, OMG guys, Halo, the top, I think maybe it was like the top 5 most sad Noble Team deaths in order or some shit. It was like, here's my rankings. Maybe it was that, I don't know, maybe I'm playing it up, but it was something really stupid.
That's so funny.
They're long gone. But it's like,
that's so funny.
That's kind of why I don't want children, because I realize that like an 11-year-old is capable of that, capable of doing something so stupid, but they don't know what they're doing. They're just pushing buttons and seeing things happen.
Yeah, there was an 11-year-old that
weird.
like made a nuclear reactor in his like backyard or something. I'm like, damn, that's a liability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or like seeing people on like talent shows and they're like, oh, I'm 8 years old, and they fucking belt out like a crazy note or like some song they're doing, or they're like insane on the violin, and it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was scraping my knee outside trying to do parkour jumps at that age. Cool.
I feel like the only thing I was like mad good at that age was like chess. Like I got really good at chess. I'm ass now. Like I don't remember anything, but I like, I have like, I just remember like it was one of the things I was like good at, which is weird because like they always associate like chess and like mathematics to be like the same side of the brain. Yeah. But I am fucking terrible at math. Like I can't do shit. But weirdly at a young age, I was like just cracked at chess, but like definitely not anymore. Yeah, but as far as like YouTube videos and like the first ones there, I started off only because like I didn't have a capture card for like a long time for like my first many YouTube videos.
Expensive.
But expensive. I didn't even know what it was too. Yeah, and I would like see the word thrown around online. Like, you need a capture card. I was like, oh, what is that? But I would use Bungee Pro, if you know what that is. Yeah, it's like
vaguely. I've heard of it a lot.
It's so funny because it's literally a microtransaction that was just with Halo Reach. Like Halo Reach was monetized via microtransactions, just not on the game, but on Bungie.net. There were microtransactions. It was a fucking scam, bro. Like literally, okay, you got 5 render minutes every month, so you could use those render minutes to render out like one short clip per minute. Like it would just do like one clip. Even if it was like a 10-second clip, it would use up like one of your minutes. And you would get 5 per month, but they don't stack. You have to use those 5 clips. You can't just accrue a bunch and then render out a bunch of clips from your file share and save them to your computer. Oh yeah, that's what Bungee Pro is. You can like take clips from your Halo file share on Bungie.net and it'll render it via their servers or some shit, and you download the video onto your computer. But it's a scam.
You couldn't do that without Bungee Pro?
No, like you. Well, no.
Okay, so a capture card.
There was a free tier. There was a free tier with the 5 minutes, and if you wanted higher quality, if you wanted anything, I think above 360p, you had to buy Bungee Pro, which was like mad expensive. I think it was like you bought it. I could be wrong here, but I think I remember you purchased Bungee Pro render minutes by the minute. Like it wasn't like a subscription model, like a monthly thing. It was like you pour money into it to accrue lots of high quality minutes that you can then spend on your clips. But
that is
basically
ass.
I spent like months like just rendering out 5 shitty ninja clips and then doing that over and over for a couple months and then accruing enough footage and then making like the worst fucking video you've ever seen. I would take months to meticulously use my free tier of Bungee Pro to just accrue terrible clips and then bring you the shittiest ninja montage you've never seen. And that was like my first video. So that's how that started. And it used the Nyan Cat song. A dubstep remix of it.
I'm reading it here. It says it's a 6-month subscription service that can be purchased over Xbox Live for 320 Microsoft points.
Was it 6 months? Okay.
And it says it enhances a Halo 3 player's file share. They said they canned it September 15th, 2011. Available for purchase.
They canned it in 2011. That's so funny. That makes sense though.
Render minutes will no longer be available as Bungie turned all Halo Reach support over to 343. So that was a year after. Damn. But apparently, I just
I
expanded
gotta
Halo
admit, it
3
was a
file
cool
share.
service because like if you don't have a capture card, you can still
Yeah.
get MP4s of your videos. It's
This feels
sick.
a little cheapo.
It's a little
yeah.
little exploitative. I
Like
think.
I can't download. They're on your
Dude.
website.
The theater mode blew my freaking mind as a kid. Like I didn't even know it was a thing when I bought Halo Reach. I didn't know Forge. I didn't know what Forge was because I got it. Like I had never had an Xbox and I got it for my 13th birthday and it was the Halo Reach edition.
Yep.
Bro, Forge theater mode was like enlightenment moment
The most
for me. Like
revolutionary shit.
that is straight up the only reason I think I'm like passionate about everything I'm passionate about today.
Absolutely,
Like,
dude.
cinematography, whatever bullshit.
Yep.
Just, it was so like.
How else would you? How else would you been exposed to it? I tell that
How do you
people so
fly-
many
like-
times.
Like as a kid, it was like magic. It's like how do you fly around a game that happened in the past and take photos and take like I'm literally.
It's fucking insane.
I think I still have my first game that when I discovered theater mode was a thing. I recorded like the first game and it's the ultimate bot Taquin. Like I have never seen
Dude.
worst gameplay.
Yeah, it's so fun watching your old shit just to see how like much you've progressed. Especially like my first Apex clips playing as like Gibby or something, and just seeing all my old mannerisms of just playing the game. I played it like Halo, you know, and I'm screaming at myself like, God, oh my God, I can't believe I used to like clips that I used to like. I used to like like old Twitch clips of me playing Apex, and I'm like doing a very simple action, and I'm like, God, get shit on or some shit. I'm so fucking good. Realistically, I knocked like one person. Yeah, oh, it's ridiculous. But yeah, no, it is a marvel at how much influence older Halos had on people for their futures. It is in the same way filmmaking, photography, anything of that nature, stop motion, etc. Anything of that entire realm of film, a lot of people can attribute to Halo because of what they were exposed to there. I remember when I was first introduced to the machinima community, and I was like, what's this? And my buddy was like, oh yes, I'm making a machinima. If you want to voice act in it, hey, just call my number, okay? Leave a voicemail and do your lines on that, and I'll record your lines from my voicemail.
No way.
Yeah, that's how we got our lines. And so like, I remember I was trying to call him. My sister was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, so I'm calling my friend and I'm going to leave it all makes sense. Okay. It's okay. I'm fine. So I think she was like, thought it was super sketchy because it is, you know, you catch your little brother calling a random like stranger over the internet and leaving voice acting lines in a voicemail that they're going to record.
Out
like
of context, that is like really weird.
How do you make that make sense to someone who doesn't play video games? And even it didn't make sense to me. I was just like, okay, this seems fun. And so that got me into that, and that got me into filmmaking and photography, and it just all snowballs into shit that you're incredibly
I know you and I
interested
both like we did photography like not I mean I don't know like as a business for like a while, right?
Yeah. I mean Digital Virus, you know, him and Evan Royalty, they used to make really good machinima, and now they were making SCP short films. Like they moved on to GTA, and then they're making like huge, massive SCP short films. And unfortunately, the one that they wanted to make to latest, unfortunately didn't get the funding that they wished it would have. So I think they just kind of unfortunately moved on. But they made 2 killer short films.
I gotta watch those. I didn't actually know that.
I don't know the SCP community, but I'm pretty sure they were like.
I think it's cool as fuck.
They were monumental because majority of the short films have it's like SCP is so weird because it's a massive community of people that you'll never know like actually exist. It's like any other community, but it's so huge. And I think their films were really huge for their community. Yeah, absolutely. But they made some insane films. We watched them on stream, and it's incredible. But like just to know that all of their roots come all the way back to Halo, and it all started from there.
Dude, there's so many like amazing people in like the industry, in various industries who started in Halo. It's it kind of just forges greatness. So like
100%.
You know, I think we're covered.
Because I mean, as a parent, you know, you want your child to like try things because you'll never know if you want to try something. You know, maybe your parent forced you to try piano lessons or some shit, and you're like, oh, I actually really like this, and I would have never known if my parent wouldn't have forced me into it. But Halo allowed you to try so many different things all at once. You know, from
you can do photography, you can do cinematography, you can do comedy, you can do writing,
editing,
voice acting,
visual effects,
gameplay, casting,
VFX shit, pro play.
Yeah, there's so many like trades.
Yeah,
that, like
100%.
management, if you want to call like clan stuff management.
Yeah, leadership, etc.
Yeah.
Dude, it is incredible how many sub communities were born just from Halo's social features, and again, like from a group of people who never would have thought that would like something like that would have happened. It all is just like a oops, oh my god, this worked. Absolutely incredible. But I mean, from kind of related to that in terms of the industry, etc., from all of your time being on the internet, from Twitch to YouTube, and the God knows how many people you've met. I mean, you've been 343, you've met at least people who have helped craft your childhood and have helped create those moments and create the connections that you've formed with other people. Out of everyone you know, if it's possible, who inspires you the most, if anyone?
Like currently inspires or like did in the past?
I guess both. Currently and in the past, if you can remember.
As far as like people I've met through Halo, I think someone who inspired me in the past to like start making montages and like YouTube stuff was Muggsy or Lalo, who works for 343 now on the HCS team. He's just a cracked player and an amazing editor in general. And like I remember I saw his Halo Reach montage when I was like 13, and I watched it and I was like, whoa. Like it is so that montage is like so far ahead of its time, just with like how cleanly it's edited. It was like I think it was his first Reach, like Muggsy Halo Reach montage 1 or something. Just an incredible video, and it inspired me so much because I was like, how do you do all this editing? Like he had depth of field effects, he had like overlay stuff, he had a shit ton of masking work too. Like so much of that inspired me. So he's a big reason why I even like started, to be honest, because I just thought that was rad. And then
it's crazy stuff.
Someone who inspires me now that I've met is that like
you don't have to have met him. Could be anybody.
Okay.
Anybody at all they look up to. I know Nick had like 3, I think. One of them, the only one I can remember was PewDiePie.
Okay. I think the person who I honestly look up to the most in terms of like just everything has gotta be George Miller or Joji, to be honest. Cause
good choice.
I'm kind of like a feral demon of a person, but you don't see it a lot unless I'm like going off in Halo stuff. And I always love the thing about him specifically that inspires me, I would say, is that he does a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
And I even like before I discovered him or anything like that, I was always passionate about making skits. I've always been really passionate about music. Filmmaking stuff, YouTube, whatever. He's done a lot of it, and he does a lot of it well.
He's done a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and
100%.
so musically, he's a big inspiration for me because it's like, I've just been bedroom producing music since I was like, I think since I was 14, just random shit, right? Like I have like hundreds of unreleased, just shitty tracks.
God, the amount of shit you'll make,
yeah, and like I've always thought like, oh, how do I break into a scene? Like, you know, how does that go anywhere? And like, you know, making skits and like where, I don't know. I'm not putting it into words well, but basically seeing someone who I feel like is as weird as me, that sounds corny, but basically like
I get someone you. They feel like you kind of match your energy, etc. Like the way you feel about yourself.
Yeah, like a big part of my humor is making weird noises and like being a general freak of nature. And seeing that get as popular as it did, I was like, oh wow, maybe I'm not an idiot.
Maybe this can work.
Just in general, I don't know. So I would say George Miller is like probably my biggest inspiration. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone right now.
It's possible
as well.
It happens. Phil.
But I mean, as far as like people in the Halo scene, I mean, there's a ton of awesome people that constantly make you want to raise the bar in terms of your quality and your gameplay and everything like that. I can't really think of specifics right now, but yeah, I mean, I guess another person I'll throw up is a John or Unishek. He I met him back in like the early Halo 4 days.
Yeah.
and I would watch his stream because he was like he was like one of the like Halo 4 streamers back then.
Yep.
He would always, cause I was super into FFA, and he was a big FFA
probably
player.
freaking huge FFA god.
Huge FFA player.
Already.
I would always just like fuck with him. I would like, I was a bitch, dude. Like I would sign into like other Twitch accounts and like just troll the shit out of him.
Oh my god.
Just for fun. I don't know. I was a little shit. Still am.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so I would do that to him, and like I would talk to him sometimes too, and we would just have conversations about like, I don't know, what he's doing in school, and he's like, get a degree and do all this other stuff, but like also do what you want. I don't know, just general like mentor type stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just remember looking up to John a lot when I was little, which sounds so weird to say, but yeah, no, he was really cool. I felt like, like we weren't like talking every day kind of close, but he was always just someone that I kind of like looked up to a bit. And then especially when he like got picked up by 343, I thought that was mad cool. And, like, for a little bit I kind of thought that maybe I would want to do that, but then I decided that no, I just like making stuff too much.
Same.
And whatever that may be. And so yeah, I don't know, Unishek in general is just like a homie.
He's a powerhouse, dude. He is
definitely someone who inspired me to like keep working on my stuff and videos. And
that man is a brick wall in a very good way. Because I mean, the amount of unfortunate shit he has to sit there, the amount of rotten tomatoes he has to have thrown at him, and he just has to sit there and be like, anyways, and move on from it.
He catches a lot of shit.
Sees it all, for sure. And that is a lot on your mental. I mean, it's one thing to be like a content creator and you got like a few negative people who come in, do your stream here and there, but that man does it for a job. He's got to sit there and sit.
He handles it well too.
100%.
He handles it
100%.
well.
Man is
little fist emoji is all you need.
That's all you need, man.
Yeah.
God.
No, John's great. We collaborated on some videos in the past. And
that's what I think I saw that.
Video for him at one point.
I actually remember seeing that. Yeah, that was fucking sick, dude. It's crazy to think about how far we've all come and like where our paths thought we would end up and then where we are now.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Absolutely.
So
I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, no, great answer. Good answer. So if YouTube wouldn't have worked out, or Twitch, or just the whole content creation in general,
still working on it.
Yeah, I mean, still working on it. Obviously, everyone still is to the moment. It's hard to really define and be like, I've made it, because a lot of people, anyone can look at you and be like, oh my god, like I wish I was in the position, I wish I had what they had, but realistically you're like, I need more, I'm not satisfied, I need to do more, I need to be more, etc. Because it's just the way we are, like a 3 viewer individual could look at someone with 45 viewers and be like, god, I wish that was me. But that 45 viewer person is like, god, I wish I was at 85. And then the 85 is like, I can't break 100. And then the 150 is like, I can't break 200. Just it never ends realistically until you are satisfied yourself. You always want to achieve more, because unfortunately the sky's the limit, and so there's you can always continuously
AF.
It's unfortunate. You can have everything and you can sadly still want more. But despite all that, I think majority of people can look at your progress and your history and the paths that you have taken and say, for the most part, you have definitely made it 1,000 times farther than majority of people do. You have a history, you have the backlog to be like, hey, look what I can do. Look what I've done. Look at where I'm at. We can look at how much shit I've gone through to get here. Whereas a lot of people don't ever start because they are held back by hesitation and fear that, unfortunately, again, it keeps them from doing probably amazing things because they are, afraid of God knows what. And there's all these factors that bog down on them. And who knows what amazing and beautiful things they could create, even if it's a funny, silly video.
Yep.
That could do so much for anyone else that are out there in the world, but unfortunately they are held back by themselves. And so in your case, I think you have made it in a lot of ways. Maybe you still have a long way to go, but I think again, you're way farther than you would have been, if all those years ago you would have never done anything, and then it was just now that you wanted to start. So if it wouldn't have worked out, if some parallel universe, if the multiverse is real, where you decided, I don't want to make content. I'm going to listen to my parents. I'm not going to make the YouTube channel. No. Jeremy, we can't do this. All right. I don't want to do anything of that sort. Maybe you stuck to music. Maybe you stuck in school. What do you think you would have tried for next? If you really put like
man.
the clasp and lock on content creation, or maybe not even content creation, maybe just Twitch and YouTube, maybe the Halo community, etc. Maybe you just kind of stayed as a fan. If you locked it down, you're like, what can I try next? You know, what should I strive for?
Honestly, man. See, the thing that sucks is like, I'm so happy doing this. It's like if I wasn't doing this and everything that's an extension of it, I would be 100%. Very probably unhappy.
Yeah.
But to the same, but that also kind of like doesn't apply, because a lot of things I like to do are like, you know, branches of content creation, right? Like editing or filmmaking or like writing or like voice acting. I don't know if I would have found a lot of those things without Halo, but if none of this had worked out, I could probably easily see myself either being like, I don't know, like a software engineer or a photographer, or if I had it my way, just know I would probably be some sort of like sociologist, paleontologist, natural history enthusiast. I don't know. I find the natural world mad interesting. So if it wasn't anything like quote unquote creative, like filmmaker or anything like that, I would probably, I don't know, do some studies on cultures and people. I find that and our natural world very interesting. So
100%.
Maybe I would have done something to that degree.
That's awesome.
I would say like if I wasn't into anything related to content creation,
to a degree. I mean, I think like you know, voice acting would be fine. I think mainly like if the whole nature of yourself and branding of yourself as like a product, technically, because I mean technically content creation is a product of yourself. Something in there is a more like smaller sliver of it all, I think could work. You know, if you wanted to be like, oh, I think I'd try voice acting, that would work. 100%. But
from the point of view of like nothing, I would definitely do something probably in the vein of like some weird like sociologist thing or something. But if we're talking like realistically, I think like voice acting or filmmaking or something in that degree, because obviously like Jeremy and I were best friends, and like Jeremy went to film school, and like he and I were both homeschooled, and so I was homeschooled for like most of my childhood. I went to like normal school, public school, up until like 4th grade, and then I stopped. But anyway, I met Jeremy through that when I like was in California for a period of time, and we had like his family hosted like a homeschool gathering thing.
Yep.
Where like his mom would like pay teachers to come in, and like we'd do stuff. Like we would like learn from people. So like one of my like film mentors, Anthony, who was our like film teacher, like when we were 13, 14, 15. Jeremy and I were both like learning from him. So I think that's why Jeremy got into film, is like through him. And like I could totally see myself doing the same vein of stuff. So probably film stuff or voice acting, something along those lines. Realistically. Long answer, but we're out here.
No, you're good. Dude. Give as many long answers as you want. I don't care. We're not really in that much of a time crunch here. I don't give a shit.
Cool.
That's funny though, because I was kind of the opposite. I was in homeschool to about 4th grade, and then I was put into public school because my mom needed to get a job. I think it was around the house market crashing, and so Dad lost his job. We had to move and yada yada, and so my mom had to go get a job as well, and she couldn't homeschool Josh and I. She really wanted to, because she homeschooled the first 3 kids all the way through. But around 4th grade, we were put in a public school, and I guess it was a nice public school because they tested us and they were like, "You're in 3rd grade." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was put in a public school from then on, and I'm kind of happy I was, because there are a lot of things you learn in public school that you really don't learn in homeschool in terms of like social skills, what to do, what not to do, what to say, what not to say, etc. Just how to converse with other people, and you know, the cues you pick up on.
You're spitting facts right now. Like, thankfully, I at least have had like some of that. Like being in like 4th grade, and like also like even when I was out of school, I would still like. I was on like the swim team for like 6 years, and so like I got social interaction that way, or like various other things. And I think like so luckily I had a bit of that. It's good. Personally, I'm someone who like dreads social interaction
I feel
extremely. Like I have like a mental breakdown before I have to go see people or do things, whatever. I have like Yeah, exactly. I have like an internal mental breakdown where I'm literally like, I don't want to do this. Like I'm falling apart. I'm in shambles. And then I get there and I'm still in shambles. I just don't show it.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes, and then usually like, yeah, usually it's fine. You know, like I mean, I'm told by like my friends that I'm very natural and normal in
100%.
social situations, but
100%.
internally I'm like freaking out.
I think that's majority of the Halo community. Yeah, we're all at the con, and we're just like, realistically, we're like,
yeah, we're fronting hard.
is there anyone walking towards me? No. Okay. It's the worst feeling. You overthink it a lot. It's
I just like walking around is like you just feel like you're getting stared at.
Yeah. I hate that feeling. It's unfortunate. Yeah, you conduct yourself well, but internally you are combusting, and I'm breaking down inside, but it's okay. But yeah, no. In terms of the homeschooling thing, I vaguely remember like homeschool get-togethers that my older siblings would have with other families, and it'd be like a whole I don't remember where we'd go, but I remember it was the whole thing. I think they had like a yearbook and some shit. It was weird. It was weird. The homeschool community was weird. But,
yeah, no, they typically are. They typically are. Like, I'm sure you can relate to me on this, but like, so the thing is, like, I moved from, so I grew up in California, like in San Francisco, just my mom and I most of the time, and then moved to Utah, like 2006, 2005, 2004, around there. And so that, like, the difference between like, anyway, the schools here were like just dumb, and then like my mom and like my dad, they just like had to travel for work, and so like eventually they pulled me out of school just because like the school was already dumb, and like you know, they had to travel, so it just kind of worked out. We were just doing it because of those reasons, right? And like different locations, people homeschool for different reasons, but in Utah, they homeschool because public schools are pagan, or so they say. Like I had to sit through, like, because that's the hard part, right? My mom wanted me to be socialized, right? So she would bring me to homeschool get-togethers and stuff, and like that's how I met Michael. Thankfully, because Michael's a G, my best friends.
100%.
And but the problem was, it's like all the parents from those get-togethers, they were all mad religious, really Christian.
God, yeah.
Not Mormon, just
not
very
Mormon.
Christian. Not Mormon. No. Just very aggressively Christian. Yeah,
so surprising in Utah of all places.
Yeah. We kind of like I dodged the Mormon bullet pretty hard as far as people I associate with. Like I don't have any people who I know personally that I can think of.
That's such like
Mormon, even though I live here.
That's so ironic. That's so incredibly ironic. Oh my lord.
So yeah, we got the whole shit at like we were low key, like they attempted to indoctrinate us, because all my friends were in those groups, right? So I would just hang out at their houses. Their parents forced us to made all of us as a group watch like propaganda documentaries, religious propaganda, like public schools are like pagan. That's where like you sin and you like confirm your hell member status and like just shit like that. And it never worked on me. I mean, like personally, like, see, the cool thing about my mom is like, she told me, she's like, hey, yo, if you fuck with this, like, do what you want. Like, if you decide you want to be Christian, because my grandmother's aggressively Christian too, and she's very upset that I'm not religious. But she doesn't really push it on me anymore. It's more so when I was younger. But like, she would always try to get me to do that, and then obviously the groups of homeschoolers. But it plain and simple just never made sense to me. So I'm like, rock on, you guys do your thing, but I'm just kind of not about it. And it was all vibes. They didn't like ostracize me or anything. Yeah, they were just always kind of like, come on, Taquin, embrace the Lord in your heart.
Yeah, God, that's crazy, because I've been there where I've gone to like to houses, and obviously like I grew up in a Christian community, and my parents were friends with other Christians from church, and so then I was usually kind of friends with them, their children. And sometimes there were some weird like rules they had. Like, for example, I remember I went over to a friend's house and we were playing, I think it was Mario Party, that or Mario Kart, and their mom wouldn't let them play as dry bones.
Oh,
you get why. You know why.
Oh yeah,
you get why, because it's like,
I have a couple examples.
Dead and they're not real or some shit. They didn't give an example. They were just like, oh, we can't play as that character, and I was like,
oh, you just unlocked so many funny memories.
It's like, should I leave? Am I safe here? This is weird. Like, okay, I know it's safe there. That's not to that extreme, but it's weird. It's kind of like, okay,
so
all right.
Okay, Okay, so similar shit happened to me with my homeschool friends. Basically,
boy.
so the things that they weren't allowed to do was Pokemon.
Yep.
Pokemon were
Yep.
like demons or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
They
Little demons that
were
evolved.
allowed to play Bakugan.
Yes, dude.
Robots, maybe?
It's so weird. Yes. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. I remember my friend Colin was like mad in a Bakugan for a period of time, which to be fair, they're cool as fuck. They're like little like transformer like magnetic things.
Yes.
And then Harry Potter was a no-no for them.
Yep.
They weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter. And I remember I got chewed out so hard by their parents because I showed them a music video that like my mom and dad, like my mom swears a ton. My dad doesn't really care too much. He was a viber. And so I was really into Rockstar by Nickelback. I thought it was a great song, you know, and like we would all like jam to it. Yeah, you know, Nickelback bad, whatever. I think they're fucking sick, you know.
Oh, I wasn't thinking that. I was trying to
memories.
think of the song because I back then had only heard "How You Remind Me." Ever.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my
Also a
karaoke
banger.
revolution song. As like 6
That's
years
awesome.
old, I'm just like I don't know what's going on, but I'm killing this.
Also
Okay.
a banger.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
100%.
like in their office at their house, I like showed the two of my friends from that family,
Secular music
Rockstar by
video.
Nickelback, like
Yeah.
the music video for that, and like I was almost like banned from hanging out. And then I remember it was like a whole big deal. I had like a lecture about it, like from my mom. She was like, "Listen, we're chilling with that song. We know that's not anything, but they are different entities.
Oh,
So as
God.
far as when you're hanging out with them, just be a little bit careful." Of course, I was and I wasn't. I remember like the next time it was like we hadn't hung out in a while. I had my Xbox 360. This was like post like YouTube channel era had started, and we were playing GTA 5 on their TV downstairs. We were having a big hangout. And we went to the strip club, and I was like,
God.
I was like, hey. And then I think like one of their parents had I think they had to have like come downstairs and like seen what we were doing. Just you know, gunning down civilians and driving the cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In a video game, in GTA.
Doesn't matter.
And I think shit imploded for everyone involved. And I think I wasn't allowed to like bring a console over again or something. But it was like fine. It was just so funny to me. Like, it's so funny, like thinking back, just how much that shit doesn't fucking matter, and then how bent out of shape people would get over it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I was
Dude.
like, I feel. Yeah. Anyway,
No,
you know how it is.
Jesus, my two older brothers got the brunt of the parenting. Me
Yeah.
and Josh on the later end. You know, all right, we've gone through 3 kids. We're just gonna breeze it out from here on. And so
Do take a hands off approach.
they couldn't play Pokemon. They couldn't do a lot. And I remember when my mom let me play Bakugan and watch it. My older brother Jordan was pissed. He was
he didn't get to do
because
that.
he didn't get to, and he was like, I don't remember what language or words he used, and I wasn't swearing, otherwise he would have been fucking some particular word, whatever. But yeah, no, he was mad, and I remember being like, what's wrong? Why can't I enjoy this? And so he was like ranting to my mom about like why he couldn't play Pokemon and I could play Bakugan. And I remember the day that my friend Jason was like, yeah, I got a bunch of old Pokemon cards. Do you want them? And I was like, BRB. So I ran home and I was like, Mom, hey, I know it's like 11 a.m. on a Saturday, but my friend wants to give me a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I know like I wasn't used to, used to be like really bad, yada yada, but like, is it okay if maybe we can play Pokemon now? And so she was like, sure. And so I was just like, okay. And I ran back and he like gave me a bunch of them, and it was yeah, I got thankfully like the lower end. It used to be super against Harry Potter until my mom decided to finally read the books, watch the movies, and she was like, oh yeah, this isn't so bad. Crazy. But yeah, there was just for some weird reason, like one very influential Christian person was just like, Pokemon are bad because they evolve and that's it. And then like it was like one
that's
little
the connection.
Yeah.
That's why they're
Yeah.
bad. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like they
that's
evolve
so
and they just
funny.
decided to throw the word like little demons in there, and so just like two
I
trigger
remember-
words, and they were like,
I remember the demons one. I didn't get the evolve
Little demons that
spiel, but that's
evolve.
hilarious and
And
makes
that was
plenty
their
of
fear that
sense
we're
now.
gonna play Pokemon and we're gonna be like, evolution's real. for some weird reason, that connection was going to be made, and that was the fear.
That's
it never
so
happened,
funny, dude.
ever.
That's so funny.
But yeah, just think about that. The amount of kids around the world that didn't get to enjoy Pokemon because of their parents.
I love Pokemon, bro.
100%.
Like, I'm a Pokemon stan.
Yeah.
I was such a Pokemon stan that like my mom would use it as like a disciplinary tool when I was like 6 years old.
Yep.
Like if I was being a rat, we lived in an apartment in San Francisco, and our apartment had it was like a really old apartment. It had like this like garbage chute on our balcony, or like on like the middle balcony that's shared by like 2 units. Okay. And so every time I was being bad, she would go in my room, grab my Pokemon card deck, take a card off the top and put in the garbage chute and would keep throwing them away until I stopped being bad.
Oh my God.
And that shit worked. It worked.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It worked very well. I'm sure she threw away some cards that are worth like thousands now. That's the funny part about it. Like, like holographic shit was thrown away. I tried to give her energy cards for the longest time, and then she caught on to the fact that those weren't valuable, and then started going for the shiny ones.
Oh God. And
I remember when we moved to Utah, I didn't have a garbage chute, so she just shredded it in front of my eyes and threw it in the garbage.
Oh my God. I mean, it works, but that hurts.
It worked. Yeah, it definitely worked. But yeah, that's funny though.
I had something similar-ish happen. I had some family shit happen that I'm not gonna like dive into because it's fucking somewhat heavy. But basically, it all ended up to my parents asking, like, some shit happened with my older sibling, and so my mom collected some shit and had her like Christian friends come over, like worship leader, Sunday school leader, overall like church pastor, etc. And I think she basically asked, is this stuff okay? And like this is the same parents that said dry bones weren't okay. And so they basically said no. So I remember like opening up the garbage and seeing my giant binder of Pokemon cards in there, as well as all my Pokemon games, Diamond, Pearl, Sapphire, everything. It was just gone. For some reason, Bakugan didn't grab the Bakugan, but yeah. I remember I had like a Gen 1 Charizard. I don't know if it was the Charizard. No, because I know I got the DS and the Sapphire because that was easy to hide. But no, I didn't grab the binder because I knew I probably would have been punished or some shit. Yeah, I had like an OG Charizard. I don't know if it was the Charizard, but gone.
Dude, that's so tragic.
It's unfortunate, but I'm happy I at least got to experience Pokemon and the joy of playing that, like being with your friends and just playing it in general. But yeah, that was
for me, like just trading, like before I was homeschooled, like trading Pokemon cards at school with my friends, like during recess, was just like just the fucking like negotiating, like
dude, oh my God, yeah,
you know, like trying to just get your deck to be like the most stacked as possible.
Oh my God, absolutely,
so much fun. Like that was almost more fun than playing.
Absolutely. I tried to trade.
You don't.
I tried to trade Bakugan with a friend, and his mom wouldn't let us because I don't think she understood like what was going on. But she was just like, "That's his stuff." No, and I was like, "Man,
lady, there is a transaction, a very important transaction occurring here that you don't understand.
Just approve it, and we can move on." God,
yeah. That's crazy though. That was like a big deal, but yeah,
for real. R.I.P. those poor kids, dude. R.I.P. my older brothers too. I feel bad for them mostly. they were the first two, and I don't know what they were allowed to do, but from what just thinking about it, I don't feel like a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Halo's a big topic right now. It's a very fun topic right now.
The game that we play. Yes.
So great. Growing up, you've had a long history, been alive for quite a while. You've been able to play a lot of video games. What's your favorite non-Halo video game and why?
Favorite non-Halo video game?
Even if you can't think of your favorite one right now. It's a weird question when people get asked that. It's like, what's your favorite movie? And you're like, I don't know. But like any other time you have it like written down, you can always think of it. But as soon as someone asks you that sort of question, you're like, I don't know.
I'm really bad at picking favorites, but I can list off a couple that are like my top ones.
Video games.
I would definitely say Skyrim. Definitely say Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1. That's what my cousins and I would always play. It was what Sony created back in like 1990 something.
Jesus.
To compete with Mario Kart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
that.
but so basically they took that the Mario Kart formula, made it better in every way.
Really?
And then took the drifting system and made the drifting system better in every way, dude. Like, oh my god, like it was like it's like the ultimate drifting game. Like you drift and then you build your boost and then you have to time it right, and you have like 3 boosts that you can do while drifting.
That's
like
sick.
There's like a little like octane meter. Like when you're drifting, when you jump and enter a drift, you get a meter that fills up like pretty quickly. And then when it turns red, if you press your opposite R1 button, or your like, because your jump buttons were your L1 R1.
Yeah, and then L like 2 and R2.
Yeah, so you press one of those to jump and initiate a drift, and then you would press the opposite one. You could press either to jump, but then once you were in the drift, you could press the opposite one once the meter turned red, and it would give you like a boost. Like it would, and you can do that, and then the meter would immediately jump back to 0 and fill up really quickly, and you had to time it, because if you did it too early, you would get no boost. If you did it sort of right, you get like a shitty boost, but if you did it right, you get a better one. You could do 3. And then if you continue drifting after that, you could spin out. So you got to like end the drift and then initiate a new one. And so there's like a ridiculously high skill gap with that game.
Yeah.
Ridiculously high skill gap.
Mechanics out the wazoo.
Yeah, like just getting shit on by my cousins and stuff at family reunions. Like it was the best shit ever. So like Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1, F-Zero GX on the GameCube, one of the best racing games of all time as well. Let's see here. Splinter Cell, big fan of Splinter Cell. The series in general. Stealth games are underrated AF.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
people need to get that through their head.
Absolutely.
Ubisoft, the entire Watch Dogs franchise has appeared and died in the time that you could have made a sequel to Splinter Cell Blacklist. Anyway, that's my
Get that
direct
off your
attack on
chest there.
Ubisoft for the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another game
Ubisoft has a pretty shitty track record.
Yeah.
Assuming thanks to modern gaming.
Oh, speaking of Ubisoft, AC4 Black Flag. I think that's one of the best games of all time. Just the ultimate pirate fantasy, completely fulfilled. So
That's
good.
Sick.
And then I'll just pop Sekiro. Shadows dies twice at like another game on that list. Just
Any
so damn good.
Zelda games?
I never played Zelda games. The only Zelda game I ever played until Breath of the Wild. I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild yet. I'm only like 3/4 of the way. I need to finish it.
It's good.
But it was watching my cousins play Wind Waker on the GameCube at our family reunions.
That's my favorite
I
one.
was
It's so good.
enamored by that.
Yeah.
I haven't played them, and it's my favorite.
It's
like
the
I've only
one
played
that
a
I've,
little
like-
bit. I mostly watched them play it.
It was so
Killer
good. I
art
loved
style.
it. So good.
Amazing
fucking good,
open
dude.
world. Like what the
Yep.
fuck? Like
Yep. Just sailing to
it's
fucking
like,
anywhere.
It's like Black Flag. It's like
Yeah.
AC4 Black
Yeah,
Flag, but
literally.
like way the hell back before that.
So fucking great.
And with Zelda style game. So I still want to play that. If they
Same.
brought that remastered to the Switch, I would buy that tomorrow. Because I've never played it.
Same,
I've
dude.
only seen just
Same.
scattered memories of my cousins playing it, and then I played it for like an hour one time. Because like we
whatever
have
you
this
gotta
like
do.
family reunion like every year that lasts for anywhere from like a week to 2 weeks.
Damn.
And
All
so
right.
that's like the only time I had gotten to see it is like once a year.
Yep.
Visiting everyone.
Yep.
Right. So yeah,
Yeah.
Wind Waker is like
was-
sick.
Yeah. That was the only one that I remember completing. Besides, I think I completed A Link to the Past on my Game Boy. But Wind Waker
I
was
would love
like
to play all of them.
the one. I would have completed Ocarina of Time, but I got stuck on the fish level where you're inside his belly, and I decided I was too lazy to Google how to get out.
I know nothing.
But yeah, no, dude, Wind Waker was the shit. I loved that one. It was
good.
It had me so transfixed and just
Same.
in there. I was like, this is
Even
fucking
not playing it.
insane. Yeah. Oh
just
my god.
watching my cousins play
and
it.
just to think about it now, yeah, again, like how open it was, however they got that to work, etc. But just sailing around and shit. It was
that is like a timeless
fucking
game
insane.
because like
It really
the
is.
art style literally
unique.
like doesn't age. It
Yeah.
barely ages, you know.
barely. It's oh my god. I love that one. And it had a lot of stealth aspects too, of like sneaking into those fucking
Yeah.
castles and shit, or those fortresses.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when
and
I like
being in the barrel and shit.
Yeah, when I like
Yep.
was older, I was like, you know what? I was telling my cousin Eric, I was like, while we were at our family reunion, I was like, you know what I want to do? I want to load up the GameCube and just sit here and fucking play Wind Waker and not watch you guys play it. Cause like
Yep.
at that point, it was only like him and I there. I was like, I just want to do that. So I remember, and I was sneaking into a castle. That's what I was doing. And then I
Yeah.
was like, this game has stealth. This is
Yep.
sick.
It's so
like, I
good.
love stealth games.
God.
So anyway, yeah, Wind Waker's badass.
God.
But yeah,
Love
that'll be my list, I guess.
Holy shit. I wish I really wish they would bring Super Mario Galaxy 2 to the Switch.
Never
Or
played
just older
that.
games. Those two were great. The first and the second.
Super
one.
Mario 64 is another banger. I remember playing. I never completed it, but yeah.
Same. Ay. Well, here comes the question. The one you probably had to answer God knows how many times over the past 7 months. You can make this as short and sweet or as long and drawn out as you possibly want, but don't feel like you have to, because again, like
Roger.
as streamers, etc. online, we've heard the discussion time and time again. We've heard the solutions and the problems and everything from point A to point B to point Z of what's wrong, etc. But what are your personal thoughts on Halo Infinite as of June 30th, 2022, as well as the future of the franchise?
That's a loaded question.
Answer however you like.
I fucking love Halo Infinite. I think there's a lot there. I think aesthetically, it's amazing. I think gameplay-wise, it's sick. I do think a lot of the weapons need complete overhauls in the sandbox for them to actually be better.
Enjoyable.
I think, like, I'm just gonna like sound off on just various things here.
Go
like
for it.
I think a 5-shot or a 4-shot precision weapon is going to be the future. I think we're only still with the BR because of nostalgia.
Yep.
It lowers the skill gap in my opinion. I think the game could be a lot better if we had like, you know, a Halo 5 Magnum style weapon, but something that's a little more digestible aesthetically for a wider audience versus just using a little pistol as like your primary. DMR, exactly.
Dude, imagine.
Especially if it was balanced. I think projectile drop, your non-hit scan weapons, I think need to be a thing. I think weapons shouldn't be hit scan.
Oh.
So that like you can get kills with certain weapons outside of a certain range, but it's harder, right? I'm talking like Apex style, like you know, getting long distance hits with the wingman style. It's like it's not meant for long distance, but you can, you know, if you're good enough, you can do that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Halo needs to adopt bullet travel for a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people saying like, oh, but technically the sniper's not hit scan or like whatever, but it's like it effectively is. It's just vague and weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, but aside from the weapon sandbox issues, I do think that Halo Infinite is like really solid as like a foundation. I think the gameplay is really fun. Has a lot of massive issues as far as networking and glitches. Biggest thing that needs to be fixed, in my opinion, is the desync issues and the networking, because that's just by far what delegitimizes this game for me.
Yeah, for a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, obviously it sucks that we're
too.
missing basic features, and we waited 6 years to get a game that is shit in terms of content.
Yeah.
How you mess up a Halo launch again after MCC and Halo 5? I don't know.
I don't know. Especially with that much time.
Especially with that much time, probably a lot of money. You know, after like, you know, Halo 4, say what you will about it, they made that shit in like what, like 2 years, and it was more content complete than anything they've released since. I'm pretty sure.
2 or 3 years, yeah. I know it didn't have file share. File share came 6 months later or so. 4 to 6 months
and
later.
I think like ranked wasn't a thing, or
Yeah,
like there wasn't
ranked was not a thing. It was so weird because Halo 4 was like no ranked, and then Halo 5 was like no social, and so it was like, what are we doing here?
It's like, how about we just nail everything?
Yeah, and then Halo 4, they had the turbo boost in April, so they made it like a 4-shot BR. They nerfed the bolt shot, et cetera. But
they nerfed the DMR.
I think
so that wasn't cracked.
File share was like the only like staple feature that wasn't there, and I guess like campaign theater, but at least the theater mode was working.
The theater mode was infinitely more functional than
everything else was basically working.
I think nothing pisses me off more than just the incompetence of every theater mode since.
Since Reach, since even like Halo 3,
like I don't understand, but
it just continuously degrading quality, sadly.
So yeah, as far as Infinite, like, bro, we just need content. We need the game to be finished. We need a company that's psyched to work on it. You know, I know there's rumors of like just internal turmoil and like people leaving and shit, and it's just like, we don't like. I don't know what the solution is. Yeah, I don't know what the competitive. I don't know what the solution is, but people need to stop being head asses, because this game is good enough to recover and be a top shooter, in my opinion. You know, I haven't given up hope. Personally, as far as my content, I'm going to be branching out on YouTube quite a bit. Twitch, I'm going to, you know, keep it locked relatively to Halo. But you know, we've been Halo content creators for, like, I know I've been a Halo content creator for 10 years now.
5-6 plus years.
I feel like I have a lot to offer entertainment wise outside of Halo.
100%.
And I'm kind of deciding I'm not going to let that hold me back anymore.
100%.
You know, I've been loyal to this franchise for 10 years. I'm going to continue to be loyal. I'm never going to not be a Halo fan. I'm going to keep, you know, streaming Halo content, be a Halo content creator. But I'm done putting 100% of everything into this game, because
You're not getting 100% return.
yeah, and
You're giving your all and you're getting a fraction back, basically.
yeah, and it's not like I'm not owed anything, right?
Oh, 100%.
But
Yeah, they don't owe you.
but it's just a
but-
shame to see, you know, the people behind this game fail, you know, fans and content creators time and time again. You know, no, you know, things happen, shit happens. Not you know, saying anything.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything personal against anyone, but like, I just mean in general. Like, generally, it's hard to deal with. But like, you know, even with all that negative talk, I do enjoy playing Halo Infinite a lot. I enjoy getting better at Halo Infinite. So much that I just I do play it right off stream, even when I'm not making content. I do like hop on and play ranked and like work on, you know, my gameplay and everything. But yeah, we're in a rough state. I am optimistic that one day this game will be a game, but until then, it is a early access beta that is fronted as a full game. Yeah, and we're just gonna have to wait until that's not the case. So
until it leaves early access and it becomes a final product in the eyes of the average Halo fan of what they have grown to expect. I mean, I think you and I both know no one at 343 wants these things to happen. I think unfortunately it's just the very, very competitive video game market and the potentially poor management of Microsoft of not being able to maybe provide the essential resources. I don't know. Or maybe they're just maybe it's just not there. You know, it's in the same way of like, you know, you walk into a fast food restaurant. I just went to Popeyes. I walk in there and they got a sign at the front counter saying we are hiring for bop 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 bop. And I'm like, how are you still like functioning right now? Like that is from open to close, and that is like every position. Like Jesus Christ.
Like they don't have those positions there.
They just
like as in like they're those positions are vacant, and it's like describes
they're
just
I ordered Taco Bell the other night on stream because I was just incredibly hungry. We hadn't gone grocery shopping, and eventually the guy auto canceled and he texts me and he's like, yes, so they're closing early. They don't have enough people to stay open till 3 a.m. And I was like, fair enough. I get it. It's unfortunate the times we're living in, but
you know, not to get too political, but mega corporations should pay their employees fairly and competitively if they'd like to stay relevant in the current market
and not have to close their stores or go from 24 hours to closing at 11 or 12. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. So I'm sure that has probably been a factor in every market of what companies are willing to pay the most benefits. I mean, like you said, you know, you were looking at job openings for what company was it?
What?
You said you were like earlier.
Right.
Was it? I can't remember.
You're talking about Halo like stuff.
Yeah, like you were talking about like other companies offering job openings and like the benefits that they were like offering.
Yeah,
like,
so like we've both heard rumors, right, of like just 343 not having all hands on deck with this game, and I saw a like certain affinity, the company that you know, that 343 works with for like various shit throughout Halo, just to like help
since
them
Halo 2,
whatever.
100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They've been there for a long time.
So I saw like a tweet from them. I'm probably gonna make a video on it. And it's just like, they're like, we need people for various, you know, positions. And they're like, boom, generous 401k integration. Boom, medical, dental when you start. Boom, full-time position. Boom, minimum 20 days of PTO per year. Boom, fucking stock share of the company when you get signed on. And I'm like, this is what 343 needs to be doing. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I don't look at their job listing shit, but I'm assuming like we've both heard that, like, I'm sure, like, I don't know, bro. It's
those are massive benefits. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know any job.
343, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
If they're leaving for other companies, everyone who works on this game is now working at a different company. So it's like 343 or whoever manages this shit needs to get their head ass.
It's Microsoft, dude. Like, Microsoft.
Yeah, no, it's Microsoft.
It's fucking Microsoft. Yeah. They make
so whoever at Microsoft
everything.
is like, we need to keep our labor practices archaic and, you know, not offer all these benefits. It's like, bro, like, I need to be seeing daily, like, mad beneficial, like, job, like, listings for 343 on the TL. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do they show what they offer?
Yes,
they
like,
got like
they do
35
like public calls.
opens. Okay.
They do like public calls for, I think, people sometimes. Yeah, it's just like, bro, like, we need all hands on deck. This instead of doing, you know, what Bungie has done, foster a very positive and coveted working environment with really amazing benefits, and everyone wants to work at Bungie. What 343 has done over the past 6 years, you know, from the outside looking in, just appears to be a shell of a place that everyone's leaving. And it's like, damn. It's like, I mean, it's a general problem with, like, basically everything right now. No one wants to provide good working conditions and actual reason for workers to be there, because up front it costs money, but they don't, you know, in the long term, they're not seeing the dividends associated with that.
Yeah.
It's like, how much more money do you think Halo
term.
Infinite would be making now if that shit launched a banger, you know?
So much, dude. So much. Yeah,
so much money.
If what is it? If less than 1% of the Steam population is still playing from the all-time peak, that is 99 point whatever percent that could be there, providing you money, providing you, you know, continuous support and giving reasons for everything else to continually invest. It's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know the specifics on, like, who makes what decision at 343, but whoever they are,
it's a lot of moving parts.
Needs to not. And by not, I mean fix your mentality, or I don't even know. Bro. It's such a convoluted problem. It's like, management is insanely hard to do.
Yeah.
You never fucking know what happens.
100%.
I don't know.
Moving on from there, what is most important to you in a Halo game? Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's already come out, but, like, if you were at 343 and you were like, this is priority number 1, this needs to happen. Like, for me personally, you know, like, if you could make the choice, if they brought you in, like, hey, what do you want done? What do you want working? 100%, no issues, everything. It could be it could be a gun working. It could be anything at all. It could be a whole feature. It could be like a whole subset of the game. Obviously, it can't be the whole game, but, like, what is the number one thing you seek out and you use often that means the most to you?
Theater mode.
I figured.
Theater mode is a joke
gonna say that.
right now.
Yep.
Theater mode has not been a priority, I think, for so many years. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Theater mode, file share. Those are the two things that would be my number one priority. And
social features.
Yeah, social features in general. Like, my number one priority right now, if I were 343, is to be creating the tools to allow the community to make content for us while we get our shit together.
Yep.
And that's after obviously fixing the network. I think my number one priority would be network, but that's just a problem that has to be worked on over time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's more so of like that's like a temporary thing. That's temporary. Whereas you know, what's most important to you in a Halo game is like
my number one thing would be theater mode and social features in general. Obviously, and Forge is kind of included in that.
To end the entire question on a lighter note, what is your favorite Halo memory or favorite Halo memories that you can think of, where it's like a core memory where it lives with you? Maybe even if it takes a little while to think of, you know, it doesn't matter, but like a moment where, you know, you think back on and you're like, God, I wish I could go back there. I wish like I could, like, that's what makes Halo Halo to me, you know? Could be anything.
Core, I think probably, I mean, it was a cringy time. I'm not going to deny that. But back in the Reach days when we were making, or I was making like ninja montages. That was like my main content. Me and my friends, it was just like a really tight knit community of people who loved assassinations and ninjas, and best memories on Halo, I'd say. Ultimately, like I remember like one moment. I mean, that whole community is very weird and toxic now. I think it. There are subsections of it that are normal, but I don't know what it is about it, but it kind of spawns toxicity and weirdness.
Yeah, I've seen it in Halo 4.
As a byproduct.
Yeah.
But back when it was just pure and fun, and there were no egos involved, I remember like a moment I was playing Pinnacle. Several moments. One is like Michael and we would just camp tower on Pinnacle in Halo Reach, and he and I would just ninja everyone in Team Slayer and Rumble Pit. We would just ninja everyone coming up the tower because we were just kings of the tower. Like all the ramps are benefiting us in terms of like literally we would just ninja people, and that would be like we do shit, you know, get clips that way. And then I remember one moment, Michael was over and we were just like kind of playing on, like I eventually had a TV in my room when I was like 15, like 14 or 15 or something like that. It's like something I'd always wanted. Anyway, I set up Halo Reach on it and we were playing. We weren't doing split screen at the time. We were just kind of like trading off. And then like his sister and her boyfriend were over too. And we were all just kind of like crammed on my like little futon in my room. And I remember I jumped off the top of Pinnacle, did a 540 spin, and then air to ground assassinated someone. And it was like a clip I had been trying to go for. And I remember that moment, I think is one of the few moments that I've actually gone full gamer voice crack scream. Like I literally jumped up out of the futon and screamed like a Minecraft child. Like I literally, like a Minecraft child who's had his like whole creation blown up, but out of hype. Yeah. Like I was like,
excitement.
Oh my God, that was fucking disgusting. And I had just like never experienced that kind of hype for getting a clip ever.
Yeah, and, it's uncontrollable. It just happens, and you're like,
yeah. And like
shit.
It was at the time, like I don't think I had seen anyone do that in Halo Reach. And to my knowledge, it was like one of the first clips like that in Reach. That should have been done in Halo 3, but that was like before my time on Halo. But like on Halo Reach specifically, and so like it felt so cool having like potentially like one of the first clips like that. So that's like a core memory. And then, man, yeah, all like the Halo 5 days with Nick and everybody, and just like proximity and all. I think Halo 5 customs and like the weapons, the weapon combination glitch.
Yeah, God, that was so
that was
great.
like a core memory because
So
those videos were popping for me. Those videos have like hundreds of thousands of views of me showcasing like those
perfect
weapon combo.
Yeah. Dude,
yeah,
like
Michael would forge like a sick map because Michael's always been like really good at forging stuff. He would forge a sick map with all the pads there, and then we'd start the video and he'd be the test dummy. So I would test all the weapons on him, and that's like awesome. It would just be like a super goofy video, and we would edit it to be hilarious and just random, and it just did super well. And so that's another good memory for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. That throws me back. I'm happy that's gonna be like a feature of Halo Infinite's Forge. But I remember when that happened, dude. We were having the time of our life. Just
it was like
trying
unlocking magic.
Yeah. Oh my God. You were like, what?
Infinite content. Like infinite new weapons.
Literally. Holy shit. And on top of the fact it was just Halo 5's rec variants. God, that alone.
Bring that shit back.
Oh my Lord. That was so much fun.
Thankfully.
And I'm so fucking shout out Tom French. What a real ass G. That man said, you guys like
Gs.
it? Keep it. Yeah, literally. Oh my God.
That's actually still at 343.
Yeah. Fucking hell. But that man was so easy to talk to on Twitter, and he was so open. He's like, hey, here's what we're working on. Here's what we got coming. You know, here's what we're doing. And it was just awesome to see Forge progress through Halo 5. You know, they didn't launch it and just say, hey, here you go. They kept updating it. It's hard.
They kept making it better and better, like prefabs. Like we had so much shit that I would never expect.
More and more items after they were just like, so here's everything that's coming in this update. And we're going to show you every single one individually of what you're about to get. It was sick.
Dude, the monthly Halo 5 updates were so clutch. It's so crazy to me that like Halo 5 was more of a live service game than Halo Infinite is now. Like how crazy is that? It was a live service game. I like
came at a cost.
I've heard that was like very hard to maintain, but also they were still on that like old not modified engine, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were less people working there. you know, like I feel like in an age of live service games, there's a blueprint for that now. So where it shouldn't be as
strenuous.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Oh man, good times.
Yeah,
very good times. So obviously there's a piano behind you. I assume you play a little. And you obviously do music. Most people that know you are well aware that you've released some absolute banger songs and parodies.
Oh God!
But from what you can remember, what got you into music, or maybe who got you into music?
It's gonna sound like a cringe Hallmark origin story, but like I remember like being 5 or 6 years old in like our really old ass apartment in San Francisco, like being in the bathtub as you are as a kid. Vibing with, you know, various bath toys. And I remember just like catching a vibe and catching a beat in my mind and like, you know, just like, I was kind of just like humming out like a progression and like a little bit of a beat. And I remember just catching a vibe. And like, ever since then I was like, oh, like, I mean, everyone likes music, right? It's not unique, but I just like liked that. I just really liked music, and I would my mom would always kind of like encourage that, but the problem was I was ass at anything music related. So she would try to like, she got me piano lessons when I was younger. I got like okay with it when I was little, and then forgot everything. And then like obviously like the recorder in elementary school,
hot cross
recorder
buns.
class, hot cross buns. Like I was shit at that.
That's
like
such a
I'm
weird
ass at
thing to teach us.
There was a whole era of like trying to get me into like guitar because I really wanted to play the guitar. I was terrible at that. I could never make any progress there. I am shit at musical instruments. The only piano I can play are like songs that I sit there for days on end and memorize how to play.
Same.
And then that shit exits my mind. Like if you ask me to play something, I could play maybe like a little bit of like a Ghibli song.
Doodle. Yeah.
But that's it. Mainly what I use the keyboard for is to jot down ideas when I'm producing music. Because that's where like my love for music really kind of blossomed, is like when I was like, okay, so Christmas 2000 and I think it was Christmas 2010. My dad spoiled the shit out of me and just got me like a first gen iPad. And I was like, holy shit. So I was like 13 at the time, just turned 13. And that was like insane for me. Like a first gen iPad, like it just happened. And I was like, no
GarageBand?
Right?
What's that?
So yeah, a bit of GarageBand. But like, I remember the first thing I did, because I was just into music in general, I like went on the iTunes store. I was like, oh, I can just buy songs, you know? And I went and I was just exploring the top charts of different genres, because there were so many genres I hadn't heard of, you know? I was like, just clicking on the different genres, and I saw electronic. And I saw near the top of the charts for electronic for new releases was an album called Drink the Sea by the Glitch Mob.
Oh.
And that album changed my life. Not only did I use it for like a bunch of montages, like all the songs, that album inspired me so much to want to produce music that I just kind of like got into it eventually. And I was terrible at it. And then over time I got a bit better. And yeah, it's just been like a hobby for a long time. And so like I am ass at playing the piano. But what happened was I started getting into it on the computer, like a digital audio workstation, you know, producing on the computer. And that's where like my musical creativity like blossomed. It wasn't with like a guitar or something. It was literally just clicking on the notes and making it play a sound. Like I would, you know, click and put the notes in, and just I didn't have any like musical knowledge or anything. I just kind of like click it in. Whatever sounds good to me, I ran with. Which is not a good way to do things. I know it's kind of like romanticized, the bedroom producer who doesn't know jack shit, but it's kind of cringe. Like learn music theory. I still don't know like barely anything. I've taken music theory in high school and college and I still don't know shit. I don't know why. It's like the same part of my brain that uses math. I just can't get a grasp on it.
It's hard.
But so I do things unnecessarily the hard way when it comes to music, but I still love it. Yeah, it's just a hobby. I don't know. I would like to make it, I don't know. I love music so much that if I popped off tomorrow making a random song, I would run with that, like, and do that full time. I would love to do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. While you answer the next question of playing any real instruments and how many, But
I'm ass at every instrument. I carry, dude. I have so many instruments in my room that I like attempt to learn. Like I have this shit just lying around.
yeah,
I've got
that's great.
this lying around. Like
It doesn't come through. It's being filtered out as noise suppression. It's still not. It's still not. Discord's like, it's not real. It's not real dialogue.
it's not real.
Yeah.
That's so tragic. That's
So, yeah.
Anyway, I have this.
Oh, well.
I have like a ukulele that I actually do want to like learn because I've never actually tried to learn the ukulele. I want to learn how to play this stuff.
Yeah,
Not coming through.
it did. I feel like a little.
Oh, it did.
Checking.
And then, yeah, I have like a kalimba. I have so many things lying around that I don't know how to play, but I'll just like use for samples and stuff. But I want to learn how to play. But I'm terrible at instruments and things like that. So anyway, yeah.
Just a little bit every day. Goes a long way.
Yeah, just a little bit. I might tackle the ukulele next. That might be like a
Should.
simple thing to try to learn.
Should. Hey, we. I mean, despite that, you have made some bangers of songs, whether they be songs or parodies.
Thank you.
And I think the one that I heard from you the first was Ghost Town Road. What inspired you to make that? What were you doing when you were like, I want to do this. I want to make this. And it went from concept to finished product.
Damn.
Because that was huge. It popped off. It did a lot. And
Yeah.
a lot of people saw that.
I probably should learn a lesson from that video and like make stuff that's not strictly Halo related more and like put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, so I remember so on my stream, I would sometimes do music producing stream.
Yeah.
Where I just chill. Like I've entered a couple remix competitions in the past. And so like I'll like make the song on stream and like, you know, produce it, whatever. And I remember I was doing a music stream, or no, I think I was playing Halo 5 or something. And I was thinking about doing a music stream. And it was when Old Town Road was like popping the fuck off. Like when it was like the biggest shit ever.
Yep.
And I don't remember who said it or if it was like my idea or not, but someone, or maybe it was me, I don't know. I was like, oh, haha, like, wouldn't it be funny if I just like made a Halo parody of this? Like purely joking, purely hypothetical. Like, it seemed like a monumental amount of work, but I was like, but I was thinking about it because I was listening to the song and I'm like, this shit is really simple. Like, there's not a lot going on here. Well, like there is a lot going on, but it's simple enough that like if I actually like tried, I could recreate it.
100%.
So
yeah.
That same stream, I believe, I immediately like hopped on Ableton, which is the program I use to produce music, and I just like I remade the beat from scratch, basically on stream, not using like any original components from the song. So I remade the beat with the intention of it having a more Halo vibe, a more cinematic vibe to it. So that's why I use some like, you know, plucked like cellos and things like that, instead of, you know, banjo or whatever the hell, whatever the OG instrument was. But yeah, so anyway, like I did that and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I just have an instrumental that I made. I was like, I should probably like do this. And then next stream we did the vocals. So I did the vocals on stream.
Oh wow.
The vocal processing was hard as I don't know how I did the vocals on stream because I'm mad self-conscious. I don't think I'm a very good singer. I'm trying to get better because I actually do enjoy singing, but I don't think I'm very good at it. And so I did the vocals on stream. Somehow wasn't self-conscious doing that. Maybe because it was kind of like a meme song. It was less pressure.
Taking it serious. So did you do all the vocals?
Yes. Yeah, I did all the vocals.
Wow. Well, the ironic part was I was driving back from Popeyes and that song came on from Shuffle out of all my songs, and it started popping. I was like, "Hey, let's
just
go.
now,
Hey.
a little bit ago.
Oh yeah, today. Yeah, today
Oh,
earlier.
wow.
So
Okay.
it popped on, and I never actually cared to ask you the question, but I remember listening to it fucking years ago, vibing to it on stream way back in like 2020, 2019, etc. And I remember thinking, I was like, "Is this all Taquin? Like beginning, fucking middle, and every voice? Is it all Taquin?" And I'm assuming it is now.
Yeah,
That's fucking insane. Yeah, because I didn't think that. I was like, I think it is, but I was like, maybe it's another person.
Sounds different.
I don't know. But yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, no, it's all me, and that was all stuff like we did on stream, which was really fun. We had some haters along the way, but the finished product, like song wise, I thought was like pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should just, just release this, right? But then I was like, I should make a music video for it. And I remember I was like, bro, this song is like borderline irrelevant at this point. It's been out for a while. There's like a bunch of parodies of it. But then something, I remember what kind of drove me to make it. I remember listening to all the parodies of it on YouTube already. And they were all like using the original instrumental. And I thought a unique aspect of mine was like, I produced it from scratch to kind of like match it. Right.
Yep.
And so I was like, fine, I should make a music video for it, but I didn't want to. I was in my like social shell. I was like self-conscious. I was like, I don't want to do this. It's a hassle. It's so much fucking work.
Yep.
And then I just got the motivation one night. So I just like put on my shit, put on my outfit, like got the chief helmet, hopped in my car, called my friends Michael and Matt, who you've met.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, boys, you around? We're filming a music video. And they're like, sure. And I had no plan for it. We just went up on a hill with some snow on it and just like recorded me dancing. And then I just intercut that with like Halo Machinima stuff. And it worked out. I think like I was not expecting it to pop off as much as it did. But it was cool. It was really cool that it did pop off. And I was like very proud of it. Very odd phenomenon, that video. Cause like I met my first girlfriend through it. Literally, like she found my stream through that video and like popped into my chat and like was like flirting. I was like, what's going on here? This is not how this usually goes. So yeah.
Talking to me? Huh?
Yeah. No. So like, not only did it pop off, but also like,
You got your girlfriend. That's fucking crazy. That's absolutely insane. That is some shit that people don't ever really expect. Wow.
Yeah,
that is,
we're not together anymore, but it was a super like positive relationship. We're still really good friends. She's incredible. But it's like I literally met someone who's like a major part of my life. Yeah. Through that random decision to like make that on stream. It's crazy.
It's crazy how that works. I mean, before you even mentioned that, I was going to mention. I was like, yeah, like imagine how much shit would have not happened, would have not came from that decision had you. Yeah, like actually allowed yourself to be held back by fear and that hesitation, because like like you said, like it wasn't super planned out. It wasn't like, all right, we're gonna do this. It was like, should I not? All right, guys, let's go do this thing. It was just kind of like you're blindfolded and you're stepping and you're hopefully you're on the right track and you're just kind of hoping for the best. Yeah. You're just pushing buttons and you're like, this is working, I guess. And it did. And that's insane. And I can't imagine how inspirational that probably must be to a lot of people because, I remember seeing that. I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, this is fucking awesome. I'm really big into visual effects. And so seeing a lot of the work there, I really like to dissect it in my head. And so I remember watching that video over and over and over again, thinking, okay, how do they do this? How do they do this? Okay, this and this. And I was like, that's fucking sick. And it was awesome. And
that's so cool.
Listening to all that, it was super inspirational to just watch it in general. I was like, look at how far like Halo parodies in general have come to like to peak in this way from something so similar of like someone's really shitty snowball microphone, really just the instrumental they found on YouTube that somebody else probably made but not as good, and then they're singing that and doing a random video but something of that quality, and just that's to cool. Think of it's kind of like Halo C, how it almost didn't happen. Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you like it, man. That's awesome. Yeah, it's something like that's like when I'm making a video like that or a project like that, like that's when I'm at my happiest and most fulfilled because I just like making shit like that. So there's a lesson there for sure that I should probably pay attention to, that I should do that more. But
think less, do more.
Yeah. No, it means a lot that you actually like really liked it.
Oh, dude,
it was like
absolutely.
a thing.
Yeah, early days with streams, like that was the bop. When that shit came on, that was music up. Everyone's vibing. I didn't allow Old Town Road to be requested. If I heard it in public, I was like, ass song. And so like in my head, I'm singing Ghost Town Road and I'm like overlaying it on top so I didn't have to like listen to Old Town Road because I hated Old Town Road, but I love Ghost Town Road.
That's so funny.
And I'm just like mumbling it under my breath. It was absolutely. And it's just it's one of those things where like you don't really know how many people it will impact and to what degree. And like the art that you'll make, even something super small, that like makes someone's day, and just content creation in general.
Yeah, no, my life would be like drastically different. So like if you're thinking, anyone watching, if you're have something in mind that you want to make, but you're either like not confident enough to start, or you like want it to be perfect, like just don't even worry about it. Don't even trip. Just make that shit. Whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be something you're making. It's like a step in your. There's a step in your life, not to get too emotional and metaphysical and all that. But if you're thinking about doing something that you're scared of, just probably do it. If it's legal, you should probably do it.
Yeah, I had a friend that I met late last year, around the fall, and she's like, oh yeah, like I really want to stream. I've been like building it up. Where like she was like making friends on Valorant, getting them into her server, and being like, yeah, like I'm gonna stream, just like I gotta get it all ready. And she was waiting for like everything to be perfect, like overlays, alerts, every single aspect of a stream to be perfect to start. And I was like, just do it, like just start it up. Because the longer you wait, the longer you genuinely will not do it, because you'll make something perfect and then you'll just wait for the next thing. And I was like, I promise you'll be so much happier and more satisfied if you just start and you work from there. Because
the quality comes with time.
Absolutely, nobody starts off perfect. It will always, always, always evolve. And that is just the way things are. It's like, watching the first Avengers movie versus Infinity War, and the quality difference of them using like a 16:9 format and going to like a fucking 2:1 or whatever aspect ratio it was. It's huge, and just in that amount of time. And so, yeah, just do it, and you go from there. And the amount of memories and experiences that you'll make, and how much happier and more satisfied you'll be with yourself because you actually did, instead of holding yourself back.
You're spitting facts right now, Josiah.
But yeah. So something else. You traveled to Japan for school, yes?
Yes.
When was that?
That was
like,
in
how many
2000. Years? That was in 2018. That was the end of 2018.
Okay. So were you?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Were you like a foreign exchange student, or?
So
how does that happen? How many years?
That was kind of okay. So I wasn't there for very long.
Okay.
But like. It was, man, how did that happen? How that happened was I was in like an extreme
How did I get across the world?
Well, okay. So I was in, this was, towards the end of like Halo 5's lifespan, I guess. I've been making a lot of Halo 5 videos. I had made like pretty much every video I wanted to make. And I was just inside. Like I didn't interact with people. I got really in my head about things. I literally was in a state of like being where going to the grocery store was a big deal. Like I wouldn't do it. Like stepping out of my house like felt like shit.
The longer you stay inside, the harder it is to go outside.
Yeah, literally. And like just things in general, I wasn't doing anything. I was bored with making the Halo videos that I was making. Like I wanted to try something new. And so a part of me was like, I would love to, like, I was super into, cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I would love to like vlog and stuff and like try that out. I would love to I just need to do something. I have to do something or else I'm going to go crazy. That's going to get me out of my comfort zone. Like the main thing was like just getting out of my comfort zone, because literally like, I don't know, a good example I use is like a yielded left turn. Like that was a big deal for me. I would avoid that at all costs. It's just a left turn, but it's yielded. There's just like me now, like I'm like, it doesn't, like I've been driving since I was 15. Like I got my permit like the day I turned 15, and it's like I've been through this shit. But even like then, I don't know why I was just like mad skittish and wary of just normal everyday things. And so anyway, that's all to say that something needed to change. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna apply to school because I want to study abroad, and that seemed like a fun thing to do that would get me out of my comfort zone. And I've always felt like an affinity towards like Japan and the Japanese language and the culture, because like when I was in first and second grade, I went to a Japanese school in San Francisco.
Shit.
It's like I think it was sponsored by the Japanese government, if I remember correctly, but basically it was like it was called JBBP West, the Japanese Bilingual Bicultural Program. And it was like basically a normal elementary school, except all the teachers like knew Japanese. You had a dedicated like Japanese teacher who would teach you the language every day. They were all Japanese and stuff. And your teachers weren't Japanese, but like the language instructors were. And then you would have like Japanese food for lunch. Everything classroom related would be like what they do in Japan. Like different school events would be like different Japanese like customs and things like that. It was like really, really cool. So that's like where I got all my like exposure to that, is like at like a very young age. And so I always like liked that. And like my stepdad, who I just refer to as my dad, basically, he was he's from Taiwan.
Oh.
And so he would always speak like Mandarin around the house. But there was like a point where he was no longer like in the picture, like once I was like 18. And that's kind of when I started gravitating back towards Japanese as a language, because that influence with like Mandarin was no longer in my life, Mandarin Chinese. And so I always kind of liked Japanese more. And so that's why I was like, okay, like Japan, right? Like I've always, liked it and like grown up with certain aspects of it. And so that's how I decided that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to apply to school, get into school, and then apply for study abroad. So I did that, and then immediately applied for study abroad. There weren't any affiliated with my school, but I just found like a summer program basically that you could just, obviously you had to be in university to apply to, but it didn't have to be any specific one. So I applied to that, went to a school in Japan called Seinan Gakuin Daigaku, which is basically a university in Fukuoka, Japan, which is the biggest city on the South Island of Kyushu. And yeah, just kind of like booked my flights, applied to that, was scared shitless because I knew, I literally knew that like if I didn't cement this, as in like it's happening no matter what, I was not going to go, and I was going to slip back into like all that shit. So yeah, I was only there. I mean, grand total, like all the time I spent in Japan that year, probably like 3 months.
Really?
Like really not that long. Yeah. But it felt like so long for me. Like it was such a, it ended up being dead ass, like for better or for worse, like the best experience of my life, hands down. Like I went through so much shit. I was so terrified. So much stuff went wrong.
So much personal growth.
Yeah, like a ridiculous amount of personal growth. And like I did a vlog series. I was making content that was different, but yeah, I planned to like daily upload vlogs when I was there.
Yeah.
But things didn't go according to plan, and
it's hard.
They misread my application. So it was extra hard. So the program, even though it claimed to like be like novice through fluent, basically, it was like kind of like intermediate, I would say, like the high, I would say like like high end of beginner and like intermediate through fluent, basically, or like through advanced. So they misread my application because they said to list any like classroom experience you have with Japanese, and so like any at all. So I listed 2 years in elementary school when I was like young. But for some reason, they took that as college years, even though I specified elementary and I included the word primary, because, some countries use the translation of primary school or elementary school. So I put both, and somehow that got translated into college. So they accepted me when I actually wasn't qualified. And I mean, like, I won't.
So you technically weren't supposed to go to Japan.
I was I was not at all qualified to be in that program. And so our placement test that happened when I got there, it was like bad, bro. Like my teacher made my life or the teacher there who's doing the placement tests, she like hands me like there's like a computerized test, right? That was for your like reading comprehension and stuff. Yeah. And like it had been so long since I had like actually studied Japanese. The only things I like remembered basically, like I had like refreshed my memory on certain things. Like I knew the alphabets mostly, and then like I knew like basic words and phrases. And I didn't know how to write at all, though. It was only reading, basically. And so on like the computerized test where you like just recognize, the characters or like a phrase or something, I actually did like better than like a good amount of people. Obviously not everyone, but like, I was not last in the whole program.
It's pretty good.
And then after the computerized test, they have a written test where you like, they hand out this like Declaration of Independence sized piece of paper. And the prompt on screen is like, just write about yourself. And I was like, oh God, oh fuck, I can't write. What am I gonna do, right? But then the projector, it says, it's okay if you don't know how to write, just like let one of the teachers know or something like that. So I'm like, whew, I was like, okay, everything's fine, right? It was not fine.
Yeah.
It was not fine. I was sitting there like, damn, yeah, that's crazy. I can't write. And so this teacher comes by, and she goes, I was like, hey, like, she's like, oh, what's up? I was like, yeah, I don't know how to write. She's like, just write about yourself. Like, she didn't even listen to me. Like, she's like, just write about yourself. It doesn't matter what you write about. And then before I could say anything, she was gone. I'm like, shit. So yeah, I don't know how to write anything. And like everyone in there's like 45 people, I think, in the program total. We're all in the one classroom, like looking around. Everyone around me is like furiously writing. I'm like, oh God, this is bad. This is bad. And so I flag her down again, but I write down something because there's a time limit. I'm like, fuck it, I'll write down something, right? And I was like, I could read the characters, but I couldn't conjure them from memory to write them effectively. So what I had to do was I had to look at my keyboard in front of me, which had Japanese characters on it, and use that as reference to write something, anything. So I only had like a couple minutes left by the time I like figured out what the fuck I was doing. So I wrote like, hi, my name is Taquin. I'm from America and I don't understand.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's all I wrote. I was like, watashi wa Taquin desu, American jin desu. Anyway, so I wrote that down, and the teacher comes over before the time limit comes up, and she sits like, this is the first panic attack I think I've ever had in my life. And I've been through some traumatic shit. Yeah. This was the first panic attack I'd ever had. Looking back, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. She crouches down, she looks at what I wrote, and she looks at me with the most like heinous look I've ever seen, and goes in the most venomous voice, on your application, you said you had 2 years of college experience. I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, what? I'm like, no, I didn't. Oh God. And she's like, what? I was like, I wrote elementary school and primary school, like 2 years of when I was 6, 5 and 6, and she was like, we're gonna have a big problem. Do not leave, right? So after it ended, everyone had to be interviewed by her before they were leaving. So everyone's in a big line watching one person get interviewed, right? So I go up to her. She first reviews my computer test scores, and she's like, you cheated. I'm like, what? She's like, you cheated on this, didn't you? I'm like, no. What are you talking? I'm like, no, I didn't. She's like, I'm not buying that. I literally didn't. I'm like, what are you talking about? So she's like, you cheated on this. She's like, okay, tell me about your family, right? And I was already so anxiety ridden and like on the hot, like, and everyone is watching this happen, right? Like everyone's hearing me go like her publicly accusing me of cheating. Like my adrenaline is through the roof. I'm like sweating around my brow. I'm shaking. I have pins and needles everywhere. And literally everyone's seeing this, and I'm like, no, I didn't cheat. And so she's like, okay, tell me about your family. And I was so panicked. I was in such a panic state. All thoughts left my head. Anything I remembered left my head entirely. And I was like, so I just like, I don't know why the fuck I started speaking English, but it's because I couldn't think of anything to say in Japanese. And then she was like, in Japanese. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't think right now. This is like, and she basically was like, do not fucking move. She didn't swear at me, but she's like, do not move, do not leave class. We need to talk, right? And so everyone is just staring at me as I like do the walk of shame to the back of the line and just sit there. And literally everyone gets interviewed and leaves because they're all vibers. And so then I talk to her, and she's like, she's basically like, she's like, why did you say that you had these years of experience? And I'm like, I didn't. I was like, I said it's elementary school. She's like, well, then why did you put that you knew what te form was? I was like, well, I know what it is, and like I can sort of use it, but I was so frazzled at the time. Like I was like, the only excuse I could come up with was like, I used to know it, and because basically I used to know so many of these things, and I'm like relearning them, right? But really, they're just basic concepts. Like I never got that far, obviously, as a kid, right? But that was one of the things I like sort of remembered, but I wasn't entirely sure. So I'm like, I was like, I used to know it. She's like, I'm going to kick you out of the program and send you back to America. I'm like, that's crazy. Please don't do that. I'm like, please don't, because she's looking at it at the point of view. Something I learned later was apparently there was some dude who, like a prior year, completely forged his entire application and lied about everything just to finesse a trip to Japan, which is so weird too, because like it's not like it's free. You have to pay, like, I think the whole thing was like $2,000 or $3,000. It was like a lot of money. And so she's looking at it from the point of view of like, I'm trying to finesse the system. I'm just some Chad who's trying to like get a trip to Japan and not do any work. And like, that was like not at all the case, but I was so upset. Anyway, like I did one of those like oh God, it was so fucking good. I did one of those like head to the floor bows on the way out, because she eventually was like, I was like, please, I promise you I can remember, I can study and get there, I can get better. And she's like, okay, great. You have 3 days until classes start. If you don't remember, I'm sending you back to America. And I'm like, So anyway, I was like, thank you so much. I'm sorry. Like I was so frazzled, and I did like a bow at the door. It's like cringy as hell. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't cringe to them, but anyway, I walked out of the classroom, out onto campus. Everyone's gone. I'm just by myself at this point. And I'm like walking back to my dorm. And I remember I was like, my face is wet. I was like, what's going on? I was like, is it raining? And I was pouring tears from my eyes, like just pouring. I was on zero sleep at that point. I had spent a couple days in Nagasaki hanging out with one of my friends there who I hadn't seen in a long time. And then I had exams, like online exams for back home. So I was up all night doing those, like the night before. Like I was on like no sleep, insane, like emotional highs and lows. And I literally just started like involuntarily sobbing while I was like walking back to my dorms. I didn't even realize that it was happening. And so I like ducked into a bush because like all these Japanese students were just looking at me sobbing while I'm walking. I just ducked into a bush and just like cried it out. And then emerged when I stopped, and then went back to the dorm, and then I was like, damn. So anyway, like long story short, that shit sort of happened again the next day, because they had an additional exam for people who were hard to place. And on that written exam, I couldn't do shit. I couldn't see any, I couldn't write the answers. I didn't know a single answer. So I didn't, after the time limit was up, I had nothing written on my test. I just went up to this guy, and I'm like, hey, he was like one of like the directors. I was like, hey, so clearly I have misjudged a lot of things here. I do not want to be a burden to anyone in my class. I do not want to mess with your program. I am going to resign from this because this is out of my league. And basically what he told me, he's like, okay, listen, chap, listen to me. Listen, brother. He's like, the teacher yesterday got the sense that you are a very motivated person. So listen, as long as you are doing the work, turning in the homework, coming to class, as long as you're doing that, you'll be fine. And I still wasn't sure, even after that. I still wasn't sure. I spent like a couple days just like going through like emotional turmoil and like all this stuff, and like deciding whether or not I should stay or go. I was like, oh, well, I'll just like go out on my own, and I'll just like vlog and self-study. It'll be fine. But then I'm like, no, that's stupid. Like basically one of my friends, who's there, she was the one I was like hanging out with in Nagasaki. She told me something very valuable. She's like, this is a very, very clear moment where you can have a lot of personal growth and you can challenge yourself a lot. So stay. And if it hadn't been for what she told me, I probably would have left. But I stayed, and it was a living hell, at least for the first couple weeks. So I would film everything, but I'd have no time to edit. And like, it was kind of like, it turned into such a important part of my life, and it was such a short period of time too. And I filmed it all, and that's why I'm like, like I would wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. out of anxiety, like completely, like the bed would be like sweated wet, because I would just be having anxiety and dreams about like class and everything, because basically every day I would be picked on in class by the teacher. It was the same teacher who I got in the beginner class. So I'd be picked on her constantly. She'd be like, okay, raise your hand if you know this. And she'd be like, okay, you know. Oh, of course, Taquin doesn't know this. He doesn't know anything. And then, oh, no. I'm not joking. I am not joking.
Oh my God.
I would be shit on daily in class. And it's like also a part of like a big part of like, you know, like Asian like
education
academic culture
is
like if you're not showing effort, they shit on you and like
Jesus.
You know, not usually that bad, but it's very like strict and like like I had a lot of that from my dad too. Like he was very much the same. Like if I showed effort, he would like be like the chillest person ever. But if I was like half-assing things, I would get like a 2-hour or 3-hour lecture. And so anyway, that was like daily life. Anxiety dreams every night, from class the next morning, being like, you know, shit on. And then basically I slowly got my shit together and I was like, you know what? No, like I'm gonna like do this. Like I'm here and like I'm gonna do this. So I started waking up mad early and like arriving to class like 2 hours early before anyone else and just being in the room, and I would just study every morning before class. I would arrive hours before, just grind this shit, try to understand it. And then like my teacher would be the first one to class, so she would see me just there with all my stuff every morning. And then literally like after like the first 3 days of me doing that, her attitude completely switched like a light, bro.
Jesus.
She by the end of the whole thing, we were like best friends. Like straight up. Like she like loved me after that and like encouraged me and was helping me.
That's awesome.
And like it was a whole like basically the whole thing was a massive like story of like personal growth for me personally. And so I'm really like fortunate that I like filmed like almost every day. And I like was able to have that footage, and I'm like working on making vlogs for that on like my vlog channel. But that was something that was so important for me and so like creatively fulfilling. And you know, like the thing that sucks about it is that I let basically like for a year I didn't make Halo content at all, and I felt like pretty behind in a lot of ways. But if I hadn't done that, I don't know what I'd be doing now. I mean, I've just quit entirely. You know, it ignited so much in me. It like beat the shit out of me in ways that I needed to be beaten, I guess.
It shaped and formed. Yeah, dude. Sometimes people just need that change, that break.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah, and I apologize to anyone watching who has heard me say that before, because I think I've said that on like another podcast, but
that's fine, dude.
Yeah, it was important, and that's why it's like, yeah, Josiah's spitting facts. Like literally just do it. Whatever it is that's frightening you, do it. But
that's huge. That's not like I moved states. That's I decided to somewhat late in my teenage life to travel to fucking Japan for school. Almost got kicked out, and just that's insane, dude. That's not like, I went to Japan for school. That's like I went through fucking hell in Japan, and it shaped and beat me and formed me into who I am today for the better. That's insane. That's a fucking insane ass story. That is, I would have never guessed.
Like rumors got started about me to like everyone,
Christ.
And like people come up to me, it's like, is it true you came here and knew zero Japanese? Like everyone was talking about me as like some, and it ended up being great because like I met tons of cool friends. And like the first time I ever went to a club was in Japan, and it was pretty lit. Lots of good coming of age stuff involved. You know what I'm saying? Good shit. But it was great. It was
Such
great.
a huge...
and I have it all on camera, and I'm like so happy
with
the vlogs that I'm putting out, because it's like reliving that, and that's why like it's such an important message. It's not at all unique to me, the whole personal growth shit. Like that applies to literally anyone and anything that like challenges you.
Absolutely.
But it's an important message to like learn. So it's something I'm having fun like making right now. That's not Halo related. Because I'm finally like years later finally editing the footage. Yeah. I'm like
4 years later.
Yeah. But anyway, that's like that's the whole shit. I won't keep rambling about that.
God damn. That's insane. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for reliving that for us. Holy shit. Again, like you don't know. Like, even I remember.
I feel annoying recounting it, but
no. I've been there. I get that, but so there's just gonna be people that aren't able to hear it, and for the first time, and I'm sure that's probably gonna hopefully inspire at least someone.
I mean, all the pain and suffering would do it again 1,000%, because it literally like made me who I am.
That's good.
Like it's worth it. It's worth it to go through shit like that. Absolutely. Obviously save your mental health, but like, challenge is not a bad thing to an extent.
Absolutely. And it's very, especially in today's day and age, it is very easy to run from challenge, anything that is above the norm of what we're used to in terms of like what we're expected. And it's unfortunate, like it's just, we have almost everything we need, quote unquote, in front of us, and we're not really, our expectations of ourselves are not really that much high. not as high as they used to be. It's do whatever you want basically, and it's very easy to just sit there and do nothing, and a lot of people will do that. It is hard to get up and say, I want to go do something that's gonna, maybe fucking suck, but it's gonna be for the better of myself, and I'm probably by the end of it gonna become a better person.
Absolutely.
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
If you can recall, I mean, you spent 3 months there, making a lot of, however many friends you had, you went to a club, etc. And, while you did talk about a very strenuous part of it, that was probably maybe the highlight. What was the best experience or memory from that? The one that sticks out to you when you think back to Japan, you're like, damn, like I miss this moment. Whether person or people or by yourself, maybe you were just walking and it was sweet, it was pure serenity, if I'm using that word correctly. I don't know, where you're just like, I love it here, and I'm happy with like who I am and where I am, and I'm happy I made that decision or something.
Man,
big or small.
That's such a hard question. I guess like, I don't know if it would be a single moment, but like I think there was a moment that I realized that like I had friends and I was like very much valued by them. And it's not like I haven't had friends. Like I've, Michael, Jeremy, all that shit. But like, for sure. I think in general, like I've always thought of myself as someone who like is a bit of like an outcast in the sense that like I don't generally vibe with everyone in terms of like, like the weird like sense of humor. Yeah. Loud noises, whatever, like just me being me kind of thing. And like that's why I like Halo YouTube and doing YouTube so much, is because like that channeled into content, people actually enjoy it, and like people vibe with you and you find a cool community. 100%. I was just kind of accepted for that. I don't know, I thought, I guess there was a moment where I looked around and I was like, man, all these people just like kind of dig me for me, and that's like really cool. And I don't know, I remember
that's awesome.
Like, I think it was like after, there was a moment where we all went out to this like fireworks display out on like the beach, or like near the beach. It was like a huge fireworks festival, and I was like, the whole sky was like lit up. I was looking around and I was like, these are a bunch of people I only met like less than a month ago, and we're all like best friends, and we've all gone through this like shit together, like for the most part, and I just feel good. I feel like I belong.
That's good.
And so I think I would say like that's a moment. And then like I went back with Matt and Michael and our friend Devin as well. And there's a moment when we were in like rural Japan, like up in the north, just kind of like vibing, just riding our bikes around, just exploring like the fields and like different areas. And I was like, okay, this is rad. I don't know what it is. Like, I think there's certain places that you go to in your life. Maybe you'll know what I'm talking about with this, maybe not, but there's certain places you go to where you just feel like you belong. And you feel like an immense feeling of like calm is the wrong word, because it's not just necessarily calm, but it's just like an intense feeling of like peace. Belonging is the like peace, excitement,
just feels
inspiration,
right.
Just like belonging, basically.
Natural,
and after the experience I went through in Japan, and then also just like spending some time there, that's where I get that feeling. So like, I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it to an exact moment, but just I think generally, I don't know. That's just,
I feel.
I get called a weeb a lot because of it, but that's, I know that's all. That's vibes.
The unfortunate part is like the
I don't care, bro.
Subculture of Japan within US culture, and like the immediate stereotype of like, I like Japan, and it's like, oh, do you?
It's like, oh, you and literally everyone else.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, Japan's fucking awesome. Like literally, it's pretty sick. So it's hard not to like it. I mean, it has its problems. I think it becomes an issue when people like consider Japan a utopia, because it has a lot of issues, a lot of social issues.
Any country, utopia,
especially. Yeah. And I think people treat Japan like in their mind as utopia, when like it's literally just like any other country. I mean, there's a lot of
advanced and yada yada yada
benefits.
Yeah,
a lot of benefits in Japan for sure. There's a lot of things that are like good about it, but it doesn't mean that it's without its problems.
Perfect.
And like
100%.
you can see those problems when you go there.
Yeah. Damn. What's a major like custom or a general thing that's like, besides just like basically everything, but like what's one that you can think of off the top of your head that is different there than in the US that like kind of shocked you a little when you first like, I guess were like introduced to it, or like something where you're like, this is way out of like what I expected, or like what is the norm?
I guess the main thing, which I kind of liked, I don't know if I was, I don't think I was expecting it, but I don't know. But me as a person, I'm very much like, I don't like inconveniencing other people and like
Same.
bothering them.
Same.
And that's like everything there in terms of like, you can't talk on the phone when you're on a bus. You can't talk on the phone when you're on a train. Like, you don't eat while walking. You eat where you buy your food, you throw it away, and then you walk somewhere.
Wow.
Like, there's just this custom and like general culture of not bothering your fellow person, because, which I'm sure has developed like, I'm sure there's a lot of complex cultural and historical dynamics there, but also I think as a consequence of like, it's an island that's about the size of California in terms of its rough square mileage, that has like 80+ million people on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the exact population. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's like closer to 100. But yeah, so I think it's just like probably born from that, like, you know, close proximity, you know, small houses.
125.8 million.
How many?
125.8 million.
125. Okay, I was off. I was way off. Sorry. Yeah,
it
125.
is about 20 million less than Russia.
Okay, yeah. Think about
Russia.
that. Yeah. 20 million less than Russia. That's like what? Like 3 times the Canadian the entire population of Canada.
Yeah.
Times 3 on an island. You know what I'm saying?
Christ.
Or many islands rather. So yeah, I think that was like one thing that I really enjoyed. There's some things kind of like the eating and walking thing where I'm like, that's a little strange, but I mean, that's just because it's not from my, you know, what I'm used to. But I enjoyed that a lot. I really liked how it was all about like not inconveniencing your fellow person and like respecting their surroundings and
yeah.
Like
I've been there. I feel that. I really feel that, because I don't like doing that in public either, if inconvenience people. Like when I was traveling to Atlanta, and I would have to like call Delaney to like, you know, fully connect there, I'd be on like the train and like airports and stuff, or like just walking in general, and so I would kind of have to like speak up or like talk a little bit because it was in my earbuds. And you know, it's a noisy environment, and I felt uncomfortable doing that, especially in a train where everyone else is just sitting there quiet, and you're like, just kind of making your conversation, everything public to everyone else. That is not like super overly uncomfortable for me, and I can usually overcome it, but it is uncomfortable, as I don't want to inconvenience other people.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, like, like even at the grocery store. Yeah, if I'm on the phone, I feel weird there. I'm trying to like kill that part of me that cares about that, because it really does not matter.
Especially,
I'm
especially
like,
where we live.
But it's like if I was in Japan, I would obviously like, you know.
Yeah, like people who have no filter in public, or like just don't give a shit about what other people think of them. I wish I could be like that, but I can't, because I'm way too. I have like invisible eyes on the back of my head and all around that like. It's like, I don't know if people are looking at me. They're probably not. They probably don't give a shit. But it's just like that feeling that like everyone's watching you. They're thinking this and that. And
everyone's
like,
judging you.
Social anxiety, basically. And it fucking sucks. But
look at this asshole.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah. No, we're definitely alike in that sense.
I didn't know that. That makes the fucking videos of like particular content creators going to Japan and just being public assholes way worse than Jesus Christ.
There's a level of that I think I would, you know, get rid of. Like I would try to. Practicing not caring what people think about you in public is so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so empowering too. But yeah, because I mean, like, as cool as that aspect of Japan is, it's part of like a bigger culture of not standing out. Like it's frowned upon to stand out there. Yeah. And obviously there's a lot more complex dynamics when it comes to that. Like a lot of it's the younger generation. They don't give a shit, you know. Yeah. There's like the more conservative, older population. That's very much like, you know, there's all like the company executives who are still remembering like the days of like just the insane economic development and like the, I don't know, like 70s to 90s or like 80s and 90s. Right, where that work culture is like you put your head down and work and you make more money.
Yep.
The more you work, the more money you make, but that's just not how it works anymore. Because I'm sure you've heard about like Japan's like work culture and everything being like insanely like toxic and, well, maybe not toxic, but you know,
that's why particular rates of things in Japan are very high. Yeah, it's rough, but
yeah. So I mean, like that's a part of it that's negative, right? Like as nice as it is that everyone respects their space and doesn't act out, like that's a way of like suppression of your population a little bit, you know?
Yeah, it is.
So in like a very like in a vague sense, I guess. I don't know. So there's good things and bad things. Good things and bad things.
It's in a way, like suppressing a form of expression, because as you know, sometimes like you know, walking around the streets of the U.S. in particular cities, there are people playing, you know, like musical instruments, and in a way that can be annoying or I guess invasive, but for the most part, for the general population of mindset, it's nice. You know, it's nice if you're sitting outside in a restaurant, you're eating dinner with someone, and there's maybe like someone playing some fucking saxophone down the street. You know, just adds to the atmosphere, and a lot of people like that. Yeah, that's interesting. I never knew that. Okay, now we're moving on to more personal things. I have scoured and searched through your time of being someone on the internet through multiple platforms to find particular things to maybe get more context on or just talk about. So this first one is your first ever Instagram post. This is from December 21st, the first day of winter of 2014.
Oh shit.
And it's Bayless Street. I don't remember the caption is something like my relationship status or something.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was like my current relationship status, and it was just Bayless. Yeah. That holds true today. That holds true today, bro.
All right, but moving on from there, we have.
That's a throwback. Goddamn.
We have that was the first post. This is the first selfie, technically, to a degree. This was from January 12th, 2015.
Oh man. Okay.
Jeez. How old are you here?
So weird. I think I was 17. Oh yeah, I think I was 17. I was 17 here. Fuck man. Yeah, this is out front of Michael's house, and we had built a snowman and we're just vibing with it. We had put like carrots for the eyebrows. We made like a little carrot nose and mouth. And I don't remember exactly what this, I don't know what this pose is. Like, I don't know what this is. This is that, I mean, that's currently my like, you know, chest cable crossover exercise, right? Like you take the cables and you go down like that to get full range of motion for your pecs. But like, I don't know. I mean, I've
seen that pose around the same time. That is kind of like a pose from some sort of generation or some sort of time. For sure.
A time for sure. Maybe not that time.
Already.
But yeah.
It's great. All right. That's and then last Instagram post is actually a very interesting one. So no need to worry about it. But is this was I guess I'll let you explain what this is. I thought this was incredible. I found this and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome.
Oh my God, yeah.
So what is this?
Shit, I don't know where that is right now. It's in one of my cabinets. But yeah, shout out Fat Bass. Get in.
Okay, get in, yeah.
So yeah, with you know, at the risk of doxing him, I don't know. But so anyway, the mayor of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, he showed Ghost Town Road 2. And I got the key to the city, or like he wrote me an official like what the hell? Like an official like congratulations.
I'm just not realizing that you don't even live there.
No,
so I don't.
I live in Utah. This is Rhode Island. The mayor of that town was shown Ghost Town Road.
Okay.
And he made me this certificate of congratulations.
Wow.
For reaching 400k views on that video. So that was that's a thing. I actually kind of forgot. I forgot about that. Yeah. Shit.
The entire city of Pawtucket extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune.
Oh man.
The 5th day of July, 2019.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when that arrived, or when Kenan gave me that, I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. Like this is just cool. I was like, I want more of this. I want the key to every city. I didn't get the key to the city, but I want the
certification
key to every city in the US.
That's absolutely insane.
That's my main goal.
I didn't realize. I didn't even like. I looked at it and I like looked at most. I didn't realize that it's from a place that you don't even live. It's not like, oh, this is a member of our city or our town. This is across the country. Some fucking mayor was like,
I've never even been to Pawtucket.
this is an incredible video. You tell this man thank you. Congratulations from across the country in fucking Rhode Island.
I think it's so cool because like the mayor like actually watched it too.
That's
like
insane.
I'm sure there's some like, pressure from Kenan to do that, but yeah, it's so funny.
Holy shit.
Oh man.
Okay, so now I have some old tweets.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is gonna be bad. Oh, no, this is gonna be cringe.
We'll see. I didn't include anything horrible or anything. I'm not like, would you like to state a very old tweet you said about 6 years ago and your thoughts about what you said here, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna call you out here. Unfiltered is actually a very quick way for me to cancel people.
I was a very cringy teenager.
Wait, everyone was.
I was. Yeah.
Teenagers are stupid.
Let's see it.
No offense, but when you grow, I'm gonna turn 30 and I'm gonna say, yeah, 22-year-old Josiah was a fucking idiot. Every year we look back on ourselves. Usually we say, God,
that's true.
Stop being so stupid. But this is your very first tweet that I could find.
Oh, no way. Oh, it's so funny, dude. Okay, so Destiny Overwatch, aka Martin, is like a longtime Destiny friend of mine because I made Destiny content for like many years.
Okay.
And yeah, he's, I mean, shout out to him, he's awesome. But basically, yeah, I guess this is my Man Crush Monday. This was my first tweet.
This is the first one I could find. The first one
I've deleted very few tweets, so this is probably the first one.
Probably. I could be wrong.
Wow.
Sometimes it is hard. I had to use using the fucking Twitter advanced search. You have to like use their old at and such. But yeah, this is the first one that I could find.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, my friend Martin, very good looking man for sure. Yeah, I guess I was crushing on him at the time. Yeah.
Take it. Let's see here.
That's so funny.
So that was September 16th of 2016.
Oh, that was my birthday. Oh wow. I tweeted that on my birthday for some reason. Okay.
Oh. What did I say September?
Yes.
Okay, no, sorry. That tweet. Wait a minute.
Josiah.exe has stopped working.
Yeah. Oh, that's not your first tweet.
That's weird. I don't know how I thought. Okay, I made a mistake. That is not your first tweet. No.
You're chilling.
I guess so. I don't know how I.
That's unfortunate. I feel like that would be like a quality first tweet.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I have it labeled as that, but it's not because that happened in November, and this one is saying September, and I'm like, well, that doesn't add up quite much. Well, anyways, this one happened in September 16th, 2016.
Wow, got up to 96 viewers on my face reveal stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that crazy video. Right.
So I think you were talking about doing like a face reveal for.
Yeah. So I remember I premiered my face reveal video, which was like a multi-location, multi-person operation that Jeremy and I filmed. That. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it's like a Pirates of the Caribbean parody / announcement that I was going to be going to PAX that year.
Huh.
And basically, we spent like a full week filming this entire thing, going to like Yosemite National Park, going to like climbing to the top of this tree in Jeremy's backyard, like this redwood tree, and like it's like a whole, I don't know how to really describe it, it's very weird, but I premiered it on stream. Yeah, and I got like 96 viewers on that.
Jesus.
Which was wild back then for like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was tragic, bro. Like I had to, so I didn't record the actual like, hey, what's up? This is me part until like way after we filmed everything. And it was like after I had chickenpox. Like I got chickenpox when I was 18. Yeah, like it was bad. Like I got it when I was like a bit older, and so like I was like, everything was like healing, but my face, you can still tell my face was covered in shit, and so I had to like do like my face reveal while, because I like promised people that it was going to be out by a certain time, and I had like dropped the ball with so many things. I was like, I can't let this be late, and so I did a whole.
Goddamn.
But yeah, it was rough. But and yeah, and I didn't end up going to PAX because I got chickenpox. I did not travel.
Smart move.
I stayed in bed, and yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Dealt with that shit.
Damn. It's almost 6
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, that was for my face reveal thing, because I got to like 25K on YouTube, I think, before I showed my face, something like that. And I had streamed without a face cam for like a while.
Yeah.
So, like, and yeah. And then yeah, that was my first stream with a face cam. Was that stream when I was premiering the video.
I wonder where I messed up or what I was doing to where I thought that was your first tweet, and how something went wrong somewhere. But all right. Anyways,
it's all vibes.
So good. All right, moving on. Got 2 more tweets. Oh boy. Okay. So the one after this is the one that's making me laugh. But here's this one. If I ever want to start making face cam vids, I have to learn to play sitting upright. Now I play completely leaned back with my feet up.
I did learn how to play. Literally for the longest time, like I shit you not, my gaming posture was, oh shit, there we go. My gaming posture was straight up, literally, like fully reclined. I had this old ass like chair that I got at like a dumpster, and I would have my feet up like this, and this is how I would play Halo.
Jesus Christ.
Like this was like how I would play best. Like if I was doing bad,
you'd lean back.
I would lean back
to
the game.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Or like my feet would be up on like a footrest. But
that's
this
insane.
Is like this is the ideal gaming posture for me.
That is the complete opposite of what anyone would expect, because it's always leaning forward.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was like, man, if I stream, I can't be doing that. Like I gotta be.
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Proper posture. Which
that's hilarious.
On. Oh
my god.
But anyway, yeah, that's the origin of that, I guess.
Are you ready for this last tweet?
No. No, yeah, go ahead. Oh, God.
All right, this was Christmas Eve. Okay, it was 12:16 a.m., December 24th, 2016.
No way! No way I tweeted this. Oh my god. Okay. If Halo had a Game of Thrones level budget for a TV show with the same quality and care put in, I can't even begin to imagine how big it would get. I mean, they've had a TV show in production produced by Spielberg for a while now, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities. And this was in 2016!
6 years
It has been in production for a while!
In production
in
for about
2016!
It had been about 3.5 years since they'd announced the TV show. Yeah. They announced it at the Xbox One reveal.
I remember that.
Yeah. Bonnie Ross came out. They had the whole fucking video was from Steven Spielberg, and we were like, yeah!
I was like, oh my god, like proper people are getting involved.
9 years later.
9 years later, we get a TV show with a Game of Thrones budget. Game of Thrones budget, we had that. And we had no quality and care put in. What we got was an exaggerated, horny fanfic of whoever was working on the show and whoever was pulling the strings. You know who you are. Stop! Sorry. The show's ass. The show's ass. I'm sorry. And this is coming from someone who was standing it and wanting to just like praise it from the rooftops. Even I removed myself as a Halo fan when I started watching it. I threw my Halo fan status out the window and was just trying to enjoy it as a show because I knew it was going to be deviating. I was totally open-minded to every, what they wanted to do. Yep. It's just bad. It's not that it's different. It's just bad. Like everyone's like, oh, you're just a Halo fan who wants to be exactly like the campaign games. Shut up! No, it's just bad. Like it's not because it's different. I don't give a shit if you want to like well, we were wondering what John the Man, we were wondering like who John the Man is. We wanted to explore that. That is the same energy as the Halo 4 Vidoc when they were just like, we wanted to ask each other, why are the Spartans fighting each other? It has that same energy. Like, no, God. Stop.
Yeah.
Sure, show John the Man, but do it right. Start the show in the fucking training academy on Reach. Have the first like episode or two be like them going through all the Spartan training stuff, and then like first contact happens, and then like insurrection stuff, and then first.
I know. I've been there.
It's just bad. I'm sorry. It's just bad.
I did the same thing. I was like, okay.
I was the most open-minded person going into this. It's just bad.
I was like, remove myself as a Halo fan. Let me look at this objectively from every like form of media that I've watched, every like discussion I've had about filmmaking, story writing, like my own experience of doing that for machinima, and the amount of critiquing I've gotten from other older people about my work, etc., and just watching everything, and I was like, yeah, there's just so much redundancy. It doesn't make sense. Even if it wasn't Halo, I wouldn't watch it because I would be like, this is mid at best.
It peaks at mid.
Yeah, I even started out. I was like, all right, I don't even care about the story. I don't care if the story's bad. I just want some fucking solid ass, fucking visual effects, CGI, Halo shit. Better than Forward Unto Dawn and Nightfall, which we barely got anything of. And we kind of got that.
Apparently, Nightfall was like I heard that it was like not even like a Halo movie when it started or something, and then it like got turned into one. I don't know.
I think even Nightfall, didn't they have like people leaving production? Like, wasn't it supposed to be like directed by like Ridley Scott or some shit? Or was?
Yeah, or like it was. Dude,
I don't know, dude.
Okay. I like. Hey. Anyway, listen, whoever. Let's learn from it because you got season 2, right?
Yeah.
Let's salvage this because it can be good. But I'm just so sick of like simping for something that continues to let me down. I think the solution is simple. I think who's been in charge needs to be shifted, put somewhere else.
We'll see.
Pick them up and put them somewhere else within the same entity or whatever you want.
All right.
Peace and love to everybody involved. That's all I'm saying.
Instagram photos, done. Tweets, done.
Rant about Halo show and various other things
done
that approached done. Peace and love, peace and warmth to everybody involved. It's just media. It's just a game, just shows, just things that we attach ourselves to and emotionally and
entertainment.
Entertainment.
And now we're on to YouTube.
Matter. YouTube, okay.
4 videos. First one being, you mentioned it earlier. This is your very first YouTube video. From October 12th, 2011, this is almost 11 years old. I lost my shit watching this. I pulled Delaney and I was like, check this shit out. She was like, oh my God. All right. First YouTube video. But okay, can you remember the last time you watched this?
Oddly, yes. I feel like I watched it like on stream or for some other reason, like a while ago. And it was just as bad as it's about to be.
Here we go.
There's a reason I keep it up though, which I'll explain after. These were made with my little render minutes. Downloaded from Bungie.net.
Oh.
So like Michael is in like half these clips too, I think.
Yeah, the first one I was like, that doesn't seem real. But then I was like, well, it was the 360.
They're all real.
Okay.
They're all real. We never faked anything.
Okay.
Assassinations were cool.
They were.
Us
100%. Absolutely.
Well, especially like Michael and I didn't know how to do assassinations for a while. We didn't realize that you had to hold it down. They just happened sometimes and we'd freak out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So they just seemed rare.
Yeah, it seemed really rare for a while. Then we figured it out, and then we like started ninjing and stuff. And we're
Jesus.
Like, badass. Okay, this is actually cool though. So I'll explain. So I assassinate that guy,
Okay.
but his teammate in camo saw the whole thing, didn't do anything to help his teammate, and then I assassinated his teammate who saw the whole thing in camo,
Oh my god.
which the 3D camera shows, or the third person.
Oh my god, yeah, I totally. Oh, there he is.
So he saw the whole thing.
480p. You're right.
And this bitch abandons his teammate for dead. Says, I'm not gonna get involved.
Oh my god.
He got involved.
That's fucking
Yeah, he
great.
got involved.
Holy shit.
This is just a stick I thought was cool, I guess. That's like the only cool stick I've ever
Hey, yo,
gotten.
NadeGod? Killer.
Ninja. I also thought this song was lit for some reason.
I don't blame you. It was 2011.
Who made this song? It was DJ Alex S, I think, who made
my
this. I used to
God.
like stan them. They were like a My Little Pony stan remix producer or something.
I used to follow one named DJ Pawn 3. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was a genre, like My Little Pony DJs. Were like
Yeah,
a thing.
it was weird. It was like, okay, this is interesting. I don't know what's going on, but you
wild,
make some
bro.
killer music.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That was like the
Okay.
only kill tack I had in the game, I think. at
Oh
the
my god!
time.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is so 2011, 2012.
Yeah, bro. And there's just like no, like something I became obsessed with later on is like syncing the music with the
Yeah,
clips.
dude, I love doing that. It's the
Like,
greatest
like,
fucking feeling.
There's none of that here. There's just, this is like, I remember the day I made this video too. I was using Camtasia Studio, which is like even worse than Movie
Yep.
Maker, I would say.
Yep.
God. And I was sitting at my kitchen table one snowy day. It was like insanely snowy, and I had my little netbook PC that had like 1 gigabyte of RAM and like a non-existent processor.
Yep.
And I just like, I was like, I randomly, inspiration hit, and I randomly made this terrible fucking video, and then just uploaded it. And I was like, you know what? Let's just make more. You know. This guy jumps
Jesus.
over me, and I just blindly just, yeah, fuck it.
God damn. Wow.
It's rough. What a rough existence.
Holy man. Okay. So, moving on from there, I have your first video that you actually talked in, which took a little bit of time to find.
Christ.
I'm pretty sure I have this correct. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have the first video. I dug and I was like, all right, this is the thing. This is what I think it is.
Okay.
This is Destiny Moon PvP gameplay from June 10th, 2014. All right, this is very recently 8 years old.
Crazy that 2014 was 8 years ago, bro. Fuck.
Here we go.
Isn't it crazy that kids born in 2013 are now legally able to drink now? It's crazy.
Hey guys, this is TheReachWay, and I'm so damn excited to bring you some brand new Destiny competitive multiplayer gameplay. So, this is from my experience in the alpha. This gameplay features some brand new vehicles and a new map on the moon, and we really haven't seen that before.
fucking psyched for Destiny, dude. You have no
I know.
idea.
Oh, I know. Dude, we actually so we pulled up. I don't know if you remember the interview that I did with you, Jack, Nick, and RLS 2 years ago about Halo Infinite.
I do remember that.
Okay.
I do remember.
So we
that,
pulled
yeah.
that up on stream the other night, and you got to the portion of Destiny because we were discussing Halo Infinite. Cut the Xbox One out. How much better this game probably would have been if they would have like not supported it. And I was like, oh yeah, funny you guys mentioned that. Boop. And I pull this up and I like get all the responses I had of like, should they, support the Xbox One or should they drop it? And you were like talking about Destiny and how sick of a game was going to be, but they were forced to develop it for legacy consoles, the 360, the PS3, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, I forgot. There was someone I don't remember who, but they're like, I completely forgot they did it, and I played the fucking beta on the 360, and I played the game on the 360, and I completely forgot they even developed it for it.
Yeah.
Which is, it's crazy. Yeah. I'm making a Destiny video right now, and I'm I literally, I looked it up, and I was like, oh my god, it's in 30 frames per second, 1080p. They prioritize resolution over frame rate.
Yeah.
Fuck.
To be fair, Destiny is one of the best games visually I think I've ever played.
It is good.
So
it holds up.
It was a very crisp. It was a very crisp game. But it was still mind blowing that on the Xbox One and the PS4 it was 30 FPS
I was like, is it 15 FPS fucking like 480p on the 360? What are they doing over there?
Oh, I don't know. I never actually played it on the 360, thank God. I just know the loading times for like loading your gear were like insanely long. You would open your little like menu and your shit would take like forever to load.
Exactly. The experience just isn't worth it. It's more of like it's like, I don't know if you ever saw Black Ops 3 on the 360. Where it was like genuinely.
I never played it, but I saw people making videos about it. It was just a stripped down game.
Oh my God. I was like, bro, what's the point? It's like, what?
Yeah.
They
Bro,
literally
I
were
love
just
the 360,
like,
but like let it die, you know?
tear it away. It's like, all right, we're going to give you a nice chicken sandwich. We're going to give you just the shreds, just the shreds and the bad parts all on a sandwich. Have fun. Oh my God. Fucking atrocious.
I believe I get around 24 kills, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
So I'm going to be uploading a ton of gameplay over the next week or however long. I mean, I just have like, I want to say 20 games recorded, so you're going to be seeing a ton of stuff. Also,
this was
today,
like
later today,
I used to play with Ninja on this build of the game.
Yeah, there was a video of you and Ninja like dancing to each other.
So it was so weird.
weird.
Like I matched him in like one of these games, and like I think I shit on him a couple times. He shit on me more because he was better, but I did good enough that he like wanted to play with me, and so he invited me, and like we would like play.
That's insane.
Like, yeah, and it was a vibe, and I remember like. I remember like years later when he had kind of blown up with H1Z1, where he had like I think 600K followers on Twitch around there.
Damn.
I rolled up into his chat on my Ninja Big Bunny Twitch account, and it was crazy because I didn't expect him to remember me at all. And he was like, "Ninja Big Bunny, dude, welcome back. How are you doing?" I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't think you would remember me."
Holy shit!
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
and then like. Yeah, no, I didn't really talk to him after that, unfortunately, even though I like hung out in his stream. Like I've been watching him for like years and years and years.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
that's my like one claim to fame is like, I gamed with Ninja when before he popped off.
Today I'm
That's
uploading
insane.
the very first Destiny montage ever made. I'm almost done with it. It's a mix of funny stuff, semi cool stuff, and some stunts with the Sparrow. And I'm also making a Sparrow stunt montage, so that should be pretty cool.
There's just no
But yeah, I
personality.
really hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, please share, tweet it out or something.
How good this looks.
Get the word out
Yeah.
because I'm going to be doing a ton of this, and
This is
you guys
YouTube
can stay
compressed
tuned for
too.
more. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Thanks.
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 Fuck.
The audio level's still the same for the gameplay.
This is a hot take. Destiny is at its best in BTB, and Bungie is fucking stupid for killing BTB.
Did they?
Like, oh yeah, they killed it in Destiny 1. Like late Destiny 1, they took it out of the game entirely and just had it in as like a rotational event playlist, and then eventually just never came back. This is Destiny at its most fun. I think some people bitched about getting sniped like too much or something.
See, like this is
which
new to
was
me.
never really.
This is new to me.
Which was
I'm recording and I'm playing the multiplayer and I'm having the worst fucking time of my life. I'm literally sitting there. I'm like, I fucking hate this. This is atrocious because
I will say I think Destiny 1 was better than Destiny 2 in terms
PvP?
of like PvP.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, in terms of PvP, I think it was way better. But then again, I'm not really involved too much in the PvP scene or Destiny
Yeah.
at all really anymore.
I feel
But,
like it's just kind of there to be there. Whereas like,
the thing is that sucks. It always I think had the potential to be more than chaos.
so like this looks like fun. I was like, bro, I didn't see this
dude.
in the list.
Dude, Destiny BTB was on par with Halo BTB for me. Like everyone had like their personal Sparrows you could ride around on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was no like collaborative vehicles. There was only like solo vehicles.
That's
so they
unfortunate.
took a page out of 343's book and were like,
Yeah,
no, you
yeah.
don't- yeah. But like
Flash.
this vehicle, the Interceptor, was like cool as fuck. Like it's
this
kind of
looks
like
cool.
a wraith, like a light wraith sort of thing.
It's got
But you can be
Revenant
sniped out of it.
vibes,
So
yeah.
it's like it's okay. In this build of the game, it was OP as hell. Like it got nerfed after this.
Yeah.
But it's like you're exposed. You can be sniped out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And
It's like a chopper and a Revenant kind of.
yeah, and dude, the vehicles in Destiny were so good, so solidly designed. I've never seen more polished, seamless vehicles in a game. Like even Halo, honestly. Like, I mean, they just took everything they knew from Halo and just made it even better. Like basically, and what's so unfortunate is they just scrapped all of it.
That sucks,
Like
dude.
the pike is that sort of like hover bike thing that you're sitting. That was a sparrow, but like
Yeah.
the pike is like the fallen version of a
Gotcha.
sparrow with like guns on it. It has like little
Gotcha.
like arc machine guns on the front.
Okay.
That vehicle is so fucking cool. You could like do barrel rolls in the air with it. Like if you boost it off of objects and like the physics with it, you could like go crazy, bro. Like I have a clip in a Destiny montage of mine where on this map I take that pike and go off a ramp with it, right? In midair, and I have someone challenging me who's floating in the air trying to like fuck me up, and I do a barrel roll in midair and splatter him out of the air because you have thrust with the barrel roll, like thrust to the side.
That's
like a
sick.
midair air strafe with the vehicle, and I just like splattered him. It was like the coolest shit ever. But yeah, dude,
Goddamn.
like Destiny BTB was Destiny at its best in my opinion. Destiny PvP at its
Yeah.
best.
This looks fun. When I was talking about like my experience making the video that I am at the moment, nobody mentioned BTB to me, and so this is I didn't even watch this video beforehand. I found the video, I got the game, this, and so like I'm watching this is like my first experience even watching this. This actually does look fun.
It was a blast. It was a
Fuck,
blast.
dude. This is
and there were like
3v4, yeah.
Yeah, it was just it was fun as hell, dude. Especially with like your supers and everything. Like,
Yep.
you could like there's like the Titan dive, and so you could like dive across the map if you got up high enough and like just arc across the map and then slam into like kill like multiple people. It was, dude, it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. I feel like
Yeah.
Destiny 1 was more of like a solid cohesive game, and Destiny 2 to me feels just like really all over the place. I don't know. I need to get back into it. I know Destiny 2 is incredible. I'm not knocking it.
That's what I
I just
heard,
mean
yeah.
like in terms of like a vibe check, like Destiny 1 was so much more of like a cohesive vision, which is so funny because Destiny 1 was a shell of what it was supposed to be. To be. Destiny 1 was like the OG Halo Infinite botched launch pretty much, like in terms of content. But
Yep.
seems like they kind of solved that in Destiny 2. So I want to get back into Destiny 2. I definitely do at some point.
Sure. Okay, so that was your first YouTube video, your first commentary video, and now we're gonna quickly take a look at. Might not be the latest, but one of your latest actual YouTube videos.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Just gotta see the quality difference.
Oh, let's fucking go!
Yeah, Michael edited this one. He killed it.
Yo! So that was my first win in Last Spartan Standing, and I have been riding the high of that
wait,
ever
this
since.
video. Sorry,
But
that,
even though
Jake
it took me a
did this
little
one.
longer than I'd like
Okay.
to get a win, I have been absolutely loving the process of getting to know this new mode. Listen, I know the title of this video is a bit dramatic.
This is a super scrappy
But I
video.
mean it when I
This
say
is
that
probably-
I honestly have not had this much fun
A lot of the Halo Infinite content's been pretty scrappy because we're working with scraps
playing
here.
Halo Infinite since
fair
its
enough.
launch. Season 2, while light on content, brought in a bunch of new modes to the game, and Last Spartan Standing and Rumble Pit are where I've been really spending a majority of my time. Anyway, don't get me wrong, Last Spartan Standing has its issues. There's a lot of camping, there's too many power-ups, etc. But as like a mode/map combo, it completely forces you to kind of change the way you play Halo Infinite, and it's been so much fun getting out of my comfort zone and kind of just learning how to play a new mode that we've never had in Halo before.
Hey! I've played this game before, okay? Let's just get that. Let's all just understand that. It's been great to have a new thought, have one singular new thought once in a while. Thanks to this game mode, I've done it.
Because that's what I'm getting at. It really is. It really is like nice to just have anything new. Maybe I'm conflating that and looking too deep into it, but
It's weird. It's been 6 months.
yeah.
Like, I'm glazed over every time I play the game.
Yeah. So here's some
Footage of Congress, and here's some
cool clips.
He's after my ass. He is after my ass. That's a deep cut.
Why is Jake so
Oh, this is
fucking...
sick. I should post that one to Twitter.
You should. That's fucking
I
nasty.
haven't seen that done yet in this game.
Oh, damn. That lift is a hard one. Dude, shout out to Jake. Jake is like a fucking monster editor.
He is, and
that
he's
is
learned so
absolutely
fast,
insane.
bro.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean that's a reference to like a bit we've done in earlier videos, but
But really what I'm getting at here,
no, Jake has like
Goddamn.
insane comedic
Yeah.
instinct, which
Jesus
is awesome.
Christ.
And he's like really talented with
Fucking
effects
insane.
and everything.
For real.
Can't say enough good things about him.
For real. Okay, so that's the last YouTube video I have. I have one last clip to show. This
Okay.
this is your #1 most watched Twitch clip.
Oh shit.
I was like,
No.
No, I knew I should have deleted
How's
this.
it going? Just starting off my SoundCloud rapping career here. A little fresh in the house. Hey, yeah. I'm walking down the street, I see a man with Lil Beat. I look to my left, I see Lil Bo Peep with the sheep rolling down the street. I like chicken, I hit up the KFC. Mike Wickens.
We're done here. We're done here. All right.
What's up, guys? Taquin back again, dying inside live on Twitch.
God.
Let's go. Fuck. No. Oh, why? Why? It doesn't. It's just bad. There's nothing there.
yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, it's like it's a private YouTube video they decided to show on Twitch. Got clips and he never deleted it. Fucking 4 or 5 years later.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. What? So
You succeeded in
One of the-
making me cringe.
listen, I'm hoping for this to be the most in-depth interview / little sit-down podcast you've had. So if we hit it, good.
It is.
All right. One of the last questions, not the last question, but basically one of the last questions I have, at least tying this all up. What is a choice you made in your life? I know we've talked about a lot of choices that you made, that you've benefited from, that you're scared to do. What is a choice you made in your life that changed it forever, that you doubted / almost didn't make? We probably don't know the answer to this, but maybe it's a different one. Maybe you can think of a different one. I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's always going to be moments in your life that you doubt, you almost don't make, and then have changed your life. But what would that be?
Oh, I definitely know the moment. Yeah, like literally just asking for. I almost didn't ask for it because I thought it would be too much and there's no shot I would get it. Asking for a Halo Reach Edition Xbox 360 for my 13th birthday. My mom was insanely against video games and everything. She's totally different now. Like she supports everything I'm doing, which is great.
It's good.
But yeah, my dad made it happen. He was the one who advocated for me. And
What a G.
And I woke up on my 13th birthday and we were like in the process of moving back to California for like a year. And we were just in a hotel room and I woke up in the hotel room and like I went across the street with my dad to like grab something. Voice crack. Grab something from I don't know, Best Buy or some shit. And he like we come back. Oh wait, no, I'm getting this out of order. No. I woke up, right? I woke up in my room, in the hotel room. My mom's there, my dad's there. He's like, oh hey, happy birthday, Holmes, you know, and he's like, check the bag or whatever, right? So I go and check the bag, and I look inside, and there's like Iron Man for Xbox 360 and like another game. I'm like, whoa, that's
Sick, Dad.
sick. And he's like, now we just got to rent an Xbox to play them. And I look at him, I'm like, listen, I know you're capping. And so I was like, I know you're capping. I was like, I knew. So
Listen, I know you're capping.
yeah, like he tried to like pull a fast one. He tried to be like, hey, yeah, we just got to rent an Xbox now, which like is so stupid.
All right, Chief.
But yeah, I was like,
Where
all
is
right,
it?
all right, you know, like let's look deeper in the bag. So I looked deeper, and there's like a shirt on top. And I moved the shirt. It's like just a full Halo Reach limited edition Xbox 360. And the course of my life changed forever from that moment.
God
and it's because I asked for it for my birthday. That was, and then mainly it's my dad making that happen. So it's not, I guess, less a decision, but I guess the decision to ask for that, because I would not be sitting here. I straight up, I would not be sitting here. You know, I would be who the fuck knows where I would be if I didn't ask for that for my birthday, because my mom was against gaming. If I hadn't gotten more into it, if, you know, she was really against me even getting the Xbox. If that hadn't happened, I would probably be doing something I hate right now, you know?
Sick.
So that's definitely.
Goddamn. Hot diggity. Oh, wee. All right. Well, come to the last question. I asked this to everyone. This is the bonus. This is the everyone gets asked this question no matter who, what, where. Wraps it all up a nice little bow tie. If you could travel back to a specific moment in your life just to re-experience it fully, none of your actions would change the outcome. You'd simply just have the chance to be there. When would that be?
Damn.
Hashtag team.
I'd say there's like a couple moments, but
I've had a lot of really unique answers for this one ones that I really did not expect, but take your time.
experience again. I'm thinking I mean, the easy answer for me is like, you know, just like experiencing Halo Reach again for the first time, but that's kind of boring. So,
Dude, whatever you want.
Probably like, I went to like a Mandarin Chinese camp up in Idaho that I was forced to go to, that I didn't want to go to, but my dad and my mom were like, "You're going." It's like a summer camp type situation. It's like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Probably some of the best times in my life. So yeah,
That's
pretty
awesome.
pretty much that answer. Just spending time learning, hanging out with people I hadn't met before, vibing. There's a lake, you know, typical summer camp shit.
Yeah.
Just good vibes, you
That's
know.
good.
Yeah. I would say that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right, my man.
Reliving memories with people who are gone would be like definitely the top of the list.
Yeah.
But like that's more like sad.
Hey, listen.
But, yeah.
You can answer however you want to answer. I've had a lot of unique ones. I think Nick answered. I think the night that he and a bunch of friends all sat down and did all the Halo 3 and the ODST achievements to get recon. They just fucking grinded that shit out. I remember Peter, he answered there was like this backwoods area he used to go to as like a kid or like a teenager with his friends where they would make like dirt paths for their BMX bikes or skateboards or some shit, and they would ride there, and he really missed that, and he wanted to go re-experience that. But yeah, man, it's good. All right, well, this is the longest unfiltered interview I've had, which is not a bad thing. Totally a good thing. If you're, no, don't even sweat, King. Don't even sweat. I like it. In-depth talks are good. People enjoy it, and I hope everyone who's listening or watching enjoyed your time. But thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your experiences and reliving everything, hopefully in a good manner, and recounting it all to the best of your ability. But thank you.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
Diggity.
Absolutely. Sorry, I talk your ear off.
You're good.
I talk a lot.
I like to listen. It's all good. I don't think I'd have this segment if I didn't like to listen. Anyway. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up this episode of Unfiltered with Taquin, aka TheReachWay. Big, nice, sexy Halo YouTuber, grassroots extraordinaire, soon to be Twitch partner, soon to be YouTube extraordinaire, off the top, in your recommended feed, on the trending page. Gonna get there. Open, excited for it. Absolutely. Trying is all that life can ask of you. So
try things, do things,
Absolutely.
have a singular thought once in a while.
Do it. But all right, guys, that is going to wrap up Unfiltered for us. So if you are listening live, don't go anywhere. We are about to start the next episode of Night Vibe. If you're listening on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for lending myself and Taquin a bit of your time and attention. I hope you learned something valuable, and I hope maybe you get just maybe you get maybe you get the feeling of inspiration. Maybe there's something you heard that kind of maybe was the kick in the pants that you needed. But all right, I am NadeGod. This is Taquin. We are signing off.
This might be the kick in the dick in the balls that you need to change your life.
Anyway. Tally, everyone.
You win these?
I don't want to die, bro! I do win this. Game over, baby.
One enemy
Oh, shit!
You actually win these? Oh my god.
remaining. Attackers win.
There's your gameplay skills, eh?